Yo guys, selamat malam semua. Kita nobar DRX versus C9 karena adalah DRX salah satu tim yang gue dukung sekarang ini guys ya. Dan kita akan membuktikan bahwa DRX is better than C9 yang sudah mengalahkan Paper. Let's go guys. Nobar santai dulu guys, segame aja guys. Smash aja. Chamber bro. HyperX mana bang? Udah kalah. Menang nih guys di DRX guys. Gila DLC bro. Nggak pakai baju tangan aja.
DRX squaring off against Cloud9, an epic confrontation. The crowd is hot. This is insane. The atmosphere is utterly electric, and we are about to witness a war between two outstanding teams.
It has been over a year since we have seen these two teams play against each other. Last time, DRX got sent packing by Cloud9.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a new look though, right? It's a little bit of a change up with the roster we have on one side at least, so I think it's going to be interesting to see how and who comes out on top. Honestly, I feel like I'm going to have to start almost challenging my inner Achilles to battle with what's on the other side of this deck.
Dude, look, I'm going to be real with y'all. When I had to make my prediction for this one, it was very challenging because I think the world of DRX and what they're bringing to the table is literally, if I was running an esports org, it's literally what I would do. Maintain a roster,
Bisa sih kayak DRX nih guys, kalau lagi panas ya.
Absolute juggernauts. But on the flip side to that, Mimi, I like what Cloud9 did. They brought in some new players, fresh ideas, dynamic talent. They have the weapons to really create some problems here in the alpha bracket.
For me, Cloud9 is the team that had the best answers to the meta in the offseason, and DRX is probably the most coordinated, well-put-together team on their executes. It's going to be a great matchup, but we're headed into the vetoes. And I think the most interesting thing here for me is that these are probably the two best Pearl teams of the event heading up against each other, and I'd expect to see that match.
Yeah. Potentially, the fans are, there you go. The fans are losing their mind, and as they should. We're going to get Pearl here for our first map, Tom.
The question I always have, though, is that weakness being the one that picks it? Because both teams are incredibly good on this map. Both teams have seen each other play this map. Now, granted, it does give that little bit of extra prep, but I'll also say a Haven pick from DRX, a great map for them, but also a great map for C9 as well.
Yeah, it's interesting, too, because C9 actually went and banned that second in their previous series, which surprised me quite a bit. Yeah, it really is. I really hope we get to see the Yay Jet on that one.
Yeah, but I think about it like this, though, right? Sometimes you're going to show up to the ring. Just tell them where it is, and it's like, hey, you're good on Pearl, so are we. You're good on Haven, so are we. That's what I want to see. Go ahead and challenge them at their home ground and push them to the limit.
Yeah, again, DRX is sticking by this ban of getting rid of Lotus, getting rid of Split in both of their vetoes now that they've played through, which I think can put you at a bit of a disadvantage, but can also prevent you from being kind of upset by weird gimmicks that teams are bringing out with those two new maps.
I think as well it gives you a chance to maybe look at what teams have actually done in the past and try and create something that might beat that, whereas going for the new maps, a lot of the time there's
biar Pacific masuk ke final ya.
Scary, GB.
All right, well, Prime Gaming Agent Select is about to go underway. We see the hovers and what could be locked in for both C9 and DRX. Are we expecting any shenanigans here, Mimi?
I would expect the competition to stay the same. I think both these comps are fantastic on Lotus, but very different reasons. DRX, it's centered around those executes, working with bugs, and setting up fantastically with double initiator utility. For C9, they have a comp that on the attack is great at getting that plant down, playing in their posts.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think both of these comps are going to be fantastic on the attack side.
So
Those
cool.
B-side executes are definitely very different in the manner in which they do them, but are both very effective.
The question to me is who is going to be better at defense? Who can shut down these hits?
All right, well, here we go. This battle is about to begin, and when you have a board-certified banger on your hands, you got to call in board-certified casters, I guess. Let's go ahead and send it over to Pansy and HyperX for the cast. Take it away, team.
Thank you, GB. Curious intro, but we'll take it
Gak
nonetheless.
sabar nih,
But, Mike, I
bos.
think this game really embodies the brutality of this tournament. These two teams have been incredible on their run so far. A lot of potential being shown. Talk to me about the round one games we've seen.
Arah-arah dulu, Mak,
and where that
arah-arah,
puts us now
arah-arah.
leading into this matchup.
Well, this makes it so interesting, right? To start here on Pearl, both teams obviously demonstrating very strong performances, but again, it feels kind of like we're looking for context here at the start of this veto. Obviously, Paperrex, I don't want to say it was the best Paperrex that Cloud9 were.
Abis ni apa ya, abis ni ya?
Didn't feel like it.
The problem being as well, Cloud9, in my eyes, probably dialed up the pressure a little bit.
I think they did.
They
Yeah,
wanted to
siapa ya?
ball, and I don't think they're going to get those engagements versus
No.
DRX today.
No, they
So very intrigued to see, particularly obviously the performances of Leaf and Zephyr coming across to a very different style of opponent here today.
Yeah, and I think we can say similar things about DRX in their opening game, which I'd love to lean on.
Absolutely.
But let's dive into it as we're live.
Oke,
It's
Bang, dikit-dikit
DRX on the
nachos.
attacking side, which of course then means Cloud9 on defense. Let's look how this one begins.
Yeah, he's set up with a wall here.
Kayak ditutup ya, masih Ye.
DRX approaching closer and closer. Actually, ahead of the suppress will deny this space towards Elbow. So yeah, he's got a safe pocket to play in, but Buzz has actually got around the back of that.
Yeah, quite nice from Buzz to find Bambi at the start there, but Ye getting away with two. I thought he'd been noted on the first, but maybe unaware of what could be achieved with that wall, but still, massive damage done, and this post plant looking far less robust. A tap on the spike will draw the swing, and Cloud9 wanting that brought right back. This is good so far, and it's only down to RB. Not really in a position to do much with this now. Flashed up, diffuse, already halfway through, and Cloud9 looking all too prepared for DRX.
Oke, pistoron.
How he's able to get away with the second there.
Turnya terdekat.
I'm not sure if the information
HyperX
just a
kapan,
little
Bang?
chaotic.
Nanti,
Because
apa di
there was no
Korea?
contact towards side.
League
Obviously,
ini,
the second play when Elbow
franchise league.
falls immediately. Buzz straight away looking to split that pressure, but at this point, I feel like DRX maybe, again here,
Sama
just
aku nggak ngecek ya.
completely unaware.
Even by process of elimination coming through from the utility from Zest there, the smoke dash in coming out from Buzz, you'd kind of imagine if people are falling on the site, it can only be from the back side.
Interesting to note as well, with this denial of space towards Elbow, whether or not Cloud9 are just going to force them into this long post plant as opposed to being able to really garner any sort of site control, which DRX are famed for, setting up these crossfires on site, then relying on that raw discipline that they have.
Okay, let's see if that continues. This is a far different setup as well from Cloud9, but that Judge did wonders before, and it's actually Leaf to draw first blood. Yeah, this is super shut down. 21 HP. Yes, they do get towards the back of the site, but they've lost so many bodies on the way. This is very clean, lovely stuff. Clean sweep, grinding flawless here. Second round to Cloud9.
Big boom to the economy as well.
Franchise itu kayak Liga Bola ya.
Still reliant on these SMGs regardless of nerfs or.
Franchise itu kayak Liga Bola, guys.
Yeah, actually decent progress already towards, I think, getting an operator online.
Terrifying.
Come round 4. I mean, what's terrifying is how many collats he was getting away with the other day.
God,
I feel like every other round it was a freebie on top.
Out of all the players, he probably doesn't need the
I knew
extra
it.
one. You know, like
he'll get a second regardless.
He'll get you it. Just relax. But now for DRX, the work's going to be cut out. We need to see them to kind of bite back a little bit here. It's been quite clean so far from Cloud9. Should be decent enough info off the knife. Probably minimum 2, potentially 3. And work being made across the map now. We've had contact towards A long and a little bit of a look towards B.
DRX probably anticipating some aggression.
Jadi ngambil tim mulu, Cok.
Convert these SMGs. I was going to say if Zelta's actually going to progress any further forward, but Spike not committed just yet. Probe sent out.
Aku lagi buat tape X Trondon, apaan tuh?
We'll deal with the turret. Try and pull this defensive setup of C9 a little tighter towards double doors.
Mereka udah main slow, guys, ya.
Wherever Leaf is, that's where my eyes are going to. Again, the only one with the rifle in this round for Cloud9, the rest sticking on what they had prior. Obviously, the economy in a really good spot for them, so not a bad plan to try and bolster him up. And DRX still, no subtlety to this. They haven't pulled the plug on the full rotation yet. You still see Celsius on the other side of the map. Yes, they're pulling Zephyr across, but the site hits coming in. The flash, try and set up Buzz potentially out of that smoke, but it's fancy at the back of the site. Nothing is clearing back of the site right now in Elbow. And Cloud9 are loving this. They've got the player that we need in the right place. That's Leap. Zephyr still doing damage. Vanity still holding ground, still holding territory. The spike is dropped just on the other side. So DRX need to fight for it back, and still there is a 2v1 here.
He's got the spike though.
Oh
He's actually managed to pick it up. RB in the fray.
seconds.
He's got to start running now if he wants to try and get this down. I think, yeah, he's going to try and fake it here. 10 seconds. I don't think it's enough.
10 now. This is going to be so close. 7.
I think he's got it.
He might just be there, just about. Tries to maybe just crest the corner deeper from Secret.
Missed the pull as well.
Does he actually get away? And you're right, the pull didn't quite connect. And Zelsis is there. RB couldn't quite stabilize. That's a third now for Cloud9.
We are seeing a very different approach here, though. C9 playing very receptive, forcing DRX to go exploring on sites. And again, that flash play in towards B.
This is not good.
Completely shut down by the judge. That's something I do want to keep my eye on, which was very, very evident the other day. Obviously, these early rounds, if they're completely free for C9, Zelsis was just farming orbs, literally farming them. So with DRX's kind of slow, progressive default, they've got to make sure that that's kept in check. Vanity already feeling itself down on the stage, and rightfully so. DRX not an awful lot to write home about.
DRX, Bisa DRX.
No, and they're going to have to suffer through that burden here as well. You've got the share of some frenzies, the ult from RB, but that's not going to really change outcome at this point. Maybe a fact-finding round or something of the sort, because so far,
Halo Adam.
Cloud9 looking all too equipped. What's coming their way?
30 tambah professional. Gak enak nggak bang buat follow? Tapi pasti dibilang enak enggak sih? Oke aja. Pasti lemot guys, tapi FPS rendah pasti. Saran dari apa ini gua aja ya, pengamatan dari gua guys ya.
Shock dart is heard, but desperate to try and deal with this turret again, pull the rotation of C9, but no real pressure towards either side just yet.
And I'm liking the discipline I'm seeing from Cloud9, because we saw them kind of, I guess, meet fire with fire when you're looking at the Paperrex game, and now we're seeing a very disciplined side, which, if anything, if it continues this way, right, let's assume they can match teams on their playstyle. How terrifying is that for the other teams deeper in the tournament if they get past this game, of course. For now, still just dealing with that blender in middle, but no one overstepping.
Okay,
no one over-peaking, no one overreaching their spot, still holding, making DRX really have to work for their dinner here, and there is no easy approach to this. And there's 3 players now ready for this crunch. Lovely shot from Zest, but an instantaneous trade, and everything's still favorable towards Cloud9.
Now, the hot hands off, but again, just it's that discipline on display here. Nobody really trying to brawl with it. Actually, Lockdown invested. They run it back as well.
Yep.
I want to make sure that
Lovely.
they absolutely convert this round, and it's looking as if it's going to be
Nice
just
plan.
Zelsis will seal the deal with a third.
Ikut tapi ngeluarin 2 ulti musuh ya.
For me, Mike, it's just the night and day difference here.
I just come back to the same thing once again. You look at this round, look how deep DRX have to
Bang, tahun depan tim franchise Liga bisa turun nggak bisa. Yang udah di franchise tuh akan dikontrak sampai 5 tahun ke depan minimal.
B-Link, they would have to have swung double doors so deep. This is actually really quite curious to watch. I didn't expect this, and it's actually being constructed incredibly well.
Kayak kita lo nggak tahu sih, kayaknya enggak deh.
Because they're meeting DRX at their own game, and I think this has stumped DRX a little bit here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Untungnya DRX doang tuh
DRX timeout called actually very early on. An important buy round coming up, just about touching on some of these ultimates as well. Cosmic Divide available for RB. I said the solution
DRX, bro? Ayo
I've been talking about Zelsis farming.
What's wrong with you?
Early map control. It feels like DRX do need to shift it up a gear a little bit. Maybe actually rely on a set piece and execute towards a site.
They certainly have them. They're one of the teams
Monitor.
famed for it. They
I mean, I'm absolutely with Tom.
Kita kata monitor sih bener kata Karina.
DRX are
Kalau monitor kamu 144 Hz
that we have
dan FPS-nya nyampe ya udah. Oke lah.
I'd love to see them try and explore that option. And the one beauty of this game as well, in my mind, we've had a couple of teams still.
Ya kayak ML, bener kayak ML.
New roster changes, very different lineups. We know when we look at DRX, and I can probably feel the same about Cloud9.
Anjay, Viper bro.
They do have depth. They do have that ability to adjust. I just want to see what DRX do with this, because you started by talking about Cloud9 in their opening game.
Ayolah, stacks, DRX, let's go.
DRX, because they passed with flying colors in their initial matchup. So
they rolled BBL on 13-3. So
yeah.
And again, that was actually a very convincing attacking half. I think they closed it out 9-3, and even the 3 that BBL scraped together, it wasn't convincing.
No, it wasn't. So This could be
Guys,
quite
belum
telling
panas sih bang, iya
for
nih.
the bigger picture here.
Ayo dong panasan cepetan dong.
No connection off the knife.
Bahaya kalau
Sitting a
begini,
little
bro.
bit deeper at that start. It does allow and warrant a little bit of a further exploration from RB. So maybe building off that initial utility, but look at this response over towards B long. There's already a switch up here from Cloud9.
Yeah, this is with that deeper default here. Marco's going to be tested.
Nice
Pass the
Mako.
first.
Nice
Let's see if we
Mako.
get the second as well. Ye will fall, so an early advantage here
Mako
for
nih, bos.
DRX. You know, we see Leaf and Zeppa scrambling a rotation towards B, but it's only Marco spotted on the other side of this, so DRX have the perfect read on what's just happened. They know it's going to draw the rotation. Have a favourable engagement towards Vanity here. Currently positioned toward dugout. No utility set up just yet.
Yeah, he's starting to feel that pressure though. This is now going to be stressful. Doesn't get pinged by the knife either, but they should check this. They should be diligent. And they haven't been. It's a mistake made. And an opportunity garnered from Vanity. Desperate timing on the rotation.
Nice,
the flash didn't quite swing the corner, so didn't catch Stacks. Wasn't going to be able to do so. Marco. Timing could be good on this as well. And Cloud9 struggling on numbers. Just the two remaining, Zeppa and Leaf. And Marco feels like the inevitable. A couple more steps and vulnerability shown. Yeah, lovely from Marco. And now Leaf unable to find much either.
Ini baru DRX bro, mainnya rapi bro.
Zest here. Yeah, Leaf
Albar
doesn't have the
overpick,
time to go
overpick.
through that motion. And now he's got problems.
Yeah, the rest of DRX playing this perfectly, knowing that Marco's going to find value there. Stacks to seal the deal. DRX will convert with 4 standing as well. Some ultimates coming online. Didn't really require a massive investment on their part. Still, it almost felt like an initial lazy clearance on the site here. Vanity still getting one. Doesn't end up affecting around too much.
Let's go Mako.
Talking about
Di 9-10 mana bang?
minimizing
Saya sudah
mistakes
pindah ke
in some of
sini
these
kok.
interviews, and that's DRX's main focus. That's what I've got my eye on. That's where, in my eyes, you want to see things like that absolutely cleaned up.
Nah, saya enak ya.
See what we have now. Again, Cloud9 did turn up the tempo a little bit there. Did explore a touch further on these extremities. And
Gila, ya
maybe
udah OP,
considering
Cok.
that again, but it
Lagi
looks like
OP nggak
Art
tuh?
will at least be the first port of call for Cloud9. Yay. Posted up just towards middle. Wait and see if anyone comes through, but we know that DRX will play a patient game. Now, information spotted. They will be forced away from this. So DRX going through the checklist here.
I'm not even sure if the drone, actually, it was Zeppa that took the tag, but whether or not the operator was spotted.
Did it see it? Yeah.
Flash will clear through mid. It's not pinging
Akan
on
dapat
anything on
info.
the other side. Now,
Dia-nya
Marco did
di
try
A
and
dapat
fake this
info
with the smoke,
kan.
but there was nobody
KG di A, OP.
peeking B long for info.
Dia nge-B aja katanya, ke B.
Zeppa gonna clear
Ada nggak ada
through
OP
as
kan
well.
aman.
I think Vanity's seen a fair
Yeah,
amount here.
yeah.
Yeah, there we go. And they're already at the doorstep, so this is going to be the just guns in hand. Vanity's position should be very much at the forefront of their minds here, but he does get one on the swing, does find Stacks. And now we look at the rest. The site's pretty much under control. The Red's going to be the first port of call, and then the plant second. 40 seconds on the board, plenty of time to play with, and the divide in place.
Ya.
The Viper's bit available as well, but a lot of investment already in this. And that's Leaf shuts it down.
Huge work. Cloud9 bursting onto the scene.
Aduh.
And the shot from Ye is divine.
Ya.
And that is
Kok kalah sih?
unbelievable work from Cloud9 there on this retake. Mike, it felt like the
DRX.
tempo was just switched up. They hit the perfect timing through on the flash.
I mean, I'm curious. The investment of the Cosmic Divide doesn't necessarily stop them at the front door. There's space for Cloud9 to play behind.
Elah.
So I was curious about the Viper's bit. Should come through as the plant is going down, but unfortunately, it's Marco committing to the plant.
Yeah.
So again, it's just caught in no man's
God.
land here. I mean, you got to question the placement of where he's trying to put that down. Cut off a choke point. It's a very safe Viper's bit to just maintain control of the
Dia serem
strike.
banget dah.
That's a really nice retake. And
A
mistakes from
fantastic
DRX.
retake, yeah, but the post line just feels so off from DRX.
A little shaken maybe, I don't know. It did not feel secure by
Rugi parah
any
nih,
means.
buang
Right.
ulti. Iya bener
Marco
nih
coming
Rugi
through
nih.
and getting the res onto Stacks as well.
Yeah.
He's got so much to worry about with that Viper's bit available.
No solutions truly made here for DRX. Yes, they posted a roundup, but
Oke. Ini kita lihat Bas ya. Kayaknya Bas lagi enak badan deh. Pakai masker. Gak gitu nggak serem-serem banget mainnya. Kayak lagi enak badan kali ya.
No sweat on the other side. Could start building that money back up here. Look how deep they're sitting. I've got to note it towards
It's
A.
another
even.
round, yeah.
They're reading this tempo incredibly well.
You hear the Blade Storm pop, you know that they're going to go exploring for this opening engagement. Cloud9 once again rinse and repeat. Look how deep Zeppa's using the Trailblazer from.
Yeah. That's huge. Big info, and they now going to be forced to fight, trying to dive in. But I thought he got his head just jammed against the wall, but he actually makes it out alive. And Riconnya, bro! Fight here for them. 2 big kills. And patrolling down by Pit. And that deep hold gets broken, isolating the one towards dugout. At least this is tricky. Buzz deciding time to back away as the ult fades. And it's a free pick though. No trade. Gonna need one more of those at the very least to even make something out of this round, considering how far away Ye is. He's more concerned about keeping that operator at hand, and Leaf is making a damn good go of this round. Tap on the spike. Gonna pull the utility. Again, he's costing them money here. This is not a bad round at all for them. Making the best of a bad scenario, and Ye will want to keep this operator in play. So that will stay where it's at. But talk to me about this round, because it feels like we just had Buzz basically being the difference maker.
There was no hesitation this time. Again, they're exploring the map. They know that the Trailblazer. This is the one where almost the penny drops. Yeah, they're playing super deep here, guys. We have to push this default forward a little bit, and they're rewarded for it.
Coba refresh.
Even whether or not actually C9, whether or not the Blade Storm is the difference maker here, if that's the indication of some aggression on the side of DRX, whether or not C9 now will revert back to maybe getting a little more aggressive. With Ye on that operator, maybe not.
No. Yeah,
Again, he's on the stage. He's not going to be the one.
No, he
to go
aggressive in the early round.
Rapi sih menurut gua. Oke lah. Cuman emang M-nya belum panas-panas banget, guys. Ini harus diperhatikan. Mereka tuh jadi segini, guys. Di DRX ini mereka ini bakal banget nyari posisi. Mereka akan coba cari info di mana Ye. Ketemu Ye. Oh Ye di situ. Kita pindah side udah jangan. Kalau OP-nya serem kan?
Yeah, purely because that round is indicative of DRX almost getting a better grasp.
Guys, Nobar nggak tahu nih, galau gue.
It is relatively telling.
They've
had basically no resistance through art. They've gone that far. You hear how deep that dog's come from as well. That was almost backed by Spawn. So let's see if.
Well, stark contrast as well, because think about the previous. It's Zeta posted up very deep. The drone spots it, and they drift back into this deep setup. So. DRX are looking for these early round indicators. Like I said, it's the first time we've seen a confident response on the back of it. Zelsus
dua kali nggak ada posisi trap bang. Ya kalau nggak ada trap kill sih biasanya sih dia lagi nggak rapi ya.
Maybe on the back of the flash of going for the orb. He is one off the ultimate.
That flash was so high though, that could have been anywhere, and we have seen that kind of lurk coming through from, I think it was RB. Yeah, so, you know, maybe temper him enough, but it looks like DRX have found at least the approach that they want here, which is going to be trying to explore through art. But Ye willing to fill that void almost instantly. And rotations. They're reading this well. This could be quite nice, actually. DRX a little further ahead, I'd say, on the rotation game than Cloud9, who will have to respond in kind, dealing with any pressure that could have been left around art. They have not necessarily a free B side, but near on too. Vanity left on, Buzz on site, and they know they need to clear back as well. Vanity's backed up. Beautiful, beautiful. Right call as well. So he's going to be able to take down the entirety of DRX, but could prove more potent on the play back in.
Looked fantastic for this retake on B side previously. See a couple of slip-ups to see if DRX
nice
up now.
Yeah, this is nice so far. These angles are gorgeous. Zest, free access, almost Celsius. What? Pops the O, and he needs to get running as well. Somehow it's gone to this point, making a 2v1. How have we gone here again?
Aduh, kenapa kalah dah?
Human performance coming light in this round. The fuse comes in. It is perfection personified. Cloud9 on these retakes are unreal.
This is another one. You see the plant location here, and you think DRX are going to post up. They're going to literally revert into what works best for them.
Really nice. They
look great. They did not hold for more than a second. Just instantly ripped apart. And again, the molly here behind Pillar, reading it perfectly. I'm getting very concerned now. DRX need to actually lean back onto something that doesn't necessarily feel comfortable for them, which is literally getting away with opening engagements. Finding that numbers advantage early on.
God, it's terrifying
because their post plant is not working.
yeah, one of their key pillars of strength isn't there for them right now, but then it feels like you're almost playing into Cloud9's game if you then try and adjust to that slightly more brawly style.
They're going to get the same engagement.
Itu Celsius nggak sejago itu guys. Nah,
yeah. Well, that's not bad. Those stacks starting out comfortably towards Jay. Walks away barely scathed as well. So that's a beginning they've not really had to play with so far.
Rupiah, kok rupiah sih?
Celsius once again unchallenged. It's a deep control towards A main here.
No flash for Zephyr either.
I think he should
Back
just
on
be getting
now.
one off.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got one off cooldown now, so we'll be able to flash here for Celsius. This could be deadly, Lauren.
Yeah. Celsius has so much to play with once you feel it here. The flash is incredible, but he gets dealt with. Only finds one, but he finds all of them.
Emang nggak seserem itu Jawa tuh kalau misalnya J4 second dapat posisi kayak begitu.
Around this side of the map.
Harusnya dapat 2 atau 3 sih.
At this point, who knows? It's 40 seconds. Zephyr on the way in, getting the ult popped as well. KJ's ult is ticking down.
Anjing Sepa nih serem banget dah.
Is the god who will not be moved. Holds him at the front door. Spike now lost, and this lurk is a million miles away. Marco needs to find some insane impact here to alleviate that pressure that's on Zest. And Leaf's already on duty. 18 HP is all that remains on Zephyr, but he's just standing tall. How long can he last in this position? The smoke goes up. The flash! He's just overwhelming, but he's buying time. 10 seconds. They haven't cleared Pit. They haven't cleared Secret. But the tap on the Spike and Leaf is so close. Bye! Perfect play from Cloud9. Marco could do nothing now. It's all a matter of time. And all Vanity has to do is stay alive. Ooh, insult to injury almost there, but it's a 7th for Cloud9. What a round again.
It's just insane the amount of support that Vanity's able to supply in that situation as well. I mean, we've been talking about it. Celsius going unchallenged here. I mean, it's
lumayan banyak lu.
Unlucky not to get another couple of kills here, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that first row just a little off, but you're right, that could have been 2, 3 potentially.
Again, the contact comes so deep that actually Leaf makes this rotation all the way across and he's able to get the lockdown before DRX have even crested onto site. They haven't even got off stairs yet.
This is a really nice team to watch. I'm going to be honest, I very much had DRX in this matchup. I put a lot of credence in consistency. Yay. Let's get the heal off and we'll be able to fall away from this. Only stacks with the rifle here, so he's your hero play. Danger man, you may argue, and 2 players suppressed. So already realizing that Celsius has made it on the site very quickly.
Oh, he's 4 with Cloud9 here. Obviously noting the Killjoy
bahaya,
utility as well.
Jadi tadi si DRX nggak dapat kontrol gamenya. Nembaknya juga belum sakit, guys.
It's going to take DRX a while though to re-explore mid. Still got that alarm bot to deal with. Just outside Link.
Oh, the flash, I think, actually pinged on long, so they might hold this for a little bit longer. I think it was just on RB.
Yeah, I think DRX have cut sound and just waiting for an opening. Vanity's actually given up the angle here. The Seekers won't tell them just yet, but Vanity might have spotted.
Yeah, he's definitely heard the steps now. They're going to try and quicken the pace, but catching one in the heels. That wasn't the spike, though, so that keeps in play. Just chipping away the defensive side. I like what Stax is doing, trying to be the one to make some sort of damage happen, because they've got to get a body on the floor, and it ain't going to happen. Deleted by Ye. And now a 5v3, and these weapons are not ideal. What year is it? Rolling it back, says desperate. Tries to fly in and finds nothing but force, and now RB left in a 1v4. Fuse already beginning. The slow orb. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Cloud9, gotta say, Mike, I am thoroughly impressed.
I mean, it's just, we have the one that's expired due to the clock. I feel like we've had, what, 6 successful retakes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very concerning for DRX's attacking half, which is usually where they excel. And you think back to that round where you think, yeah, they've managed to grasp exactly what C9 are trying to achieve, but there's been very little response after that.
No, there's not been much progress of the information found. We do see Buzz back on the Bladestorm, though, so hopefully that does find some value here if he wants to invest it. Flash finds nothing, so there should be the go signal for Celsius to
Yeah, he's going to post up there now with an operator.
And there it is, there's the flash to alert that mid maybe.
Majority and now the problems start to show with DRX playing this slow. C9 are playing a different early round every single round.
Really hard to pin down.
Yeah, so they don't have anything tangible to go off. They have no real knowledge.
Timing, great.
Zephyr caught it, yeah.
Quite safe as well, but he actually double dips on it, finds Marco. Stacks barely
Itu kan
makes it
guys,
out
itu
alive.
dia nembak dari depan, dari belakang ditembak juga, cu.
A-side lean, leaving all that faith and
Kabur pasti mati, cu.
defensive capability to leaf on the other side by B, and it's mostly the utility setup. But again, we know that DRX are not quick on these executes. They will take their time. They will be trying to be methodical in approach, and it allows for these rotations to come in.
Themselves a free B site at least.
Ooh, first time we see a lurk from Stacks.
Hasn't mattered too much though. C9 have been phenomenal on these retakes.
Now the timing's going to be a little offset here because you've got Ye a mile away, and that mid play still coming back.
Still an alarm bot there.
Yeah. Okay.
On 4 nih.
And now there should be the warning. Right, they know there's a lurk in play. That's going to be now noted. Quick turn from Leaf, and actually the damage achieved
Nice!
is fantastic for Stacks. Has another. Invest.
Nice! Enggak dapat ya?
Trade. So now we look at what's remaining. The 3 players make it just to Buzz and RB, getting
Zeppa!
demolished
Zeppa gila
by
banget dah.
Zeppa. 24 HP and a dream, and it ain't gonna come true today. RB still trying to hold on, but Ye's positioning not considered for the time is on DRX's
Zeppa gila banget,
side.
Cok.
I mean, again though, as good as a successful retake, Zeppa is absolutely insane. One of the players that I wanted to see repeat that performance. It's just ridiculous. DRX
Zeppa malah dari kemarin nge-carry, bro.
Struggle maybe for utility, but he's just absolutely insane.
Really
But the only reason they lose that is because of the lineup.
Zeppa dari kemarin sama Leaf berdua nih.
Yeah, he's so cautious of once again DRX relying on that deep hold in the post plant.
Okay.
Last time with the Blade Storm, we did see C9 literally sit in spawn, forcing DRX to shift walk the entire map.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if they actually go for this, because they're still sitting posted up, and the Zelsis is going to pop the ult at just the right time. And it's just incredible work from Zelsis. Oh, and Zeppa as well. It's a
polos banget, Cok.
And DRX is just left strewn across the floor.
Pilan 3, Cok, kena cross lagi, anjing.
The Cloud9 wall will not be moved. It's just unreal performance. Mike, I'm sold on the Cloud9 roster. I thought this would be DRX bringing a much closer game here.
Absolutely, I came into this looking at C9. They've set the bar very, very high in that opening series versus Paperrex, but I mean, most of my questions have been answered already.
It's just the fact that they've been so adjustable here, a brilliant approach to playing against DRX. They were not all out, they were not too headstrong to adjust. This has been really eye-opening for us here. Well, I wonder if it's the same for the desk. Let's hear what they have to say.
Indeed it is. One thing that is very apparent here is that Coach MCE's prep work with the C9 roster leading in this one, Mimi, has been nothing short of exquisite.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Coming into this match, we were talking a lot about DRX and how good their B hits are on this map, but the prep work from C9 utterly shut them down. Let's take a look at the pistol round here, where Ye instantly puts his wall up, back calls, and DRX try that same hit. Shock, dart, flash, all coming in at once, but the wall blocks that that flash, so Buzz pretty much dies for nothing. Ye gets a second kill, and then C9 come through with a fantastic retake. Now another round, a little later on, similar idea. Buzz doesn't want to go back halls to die, but still, C9 has a player back there. Vanity is holding, gets a kill, and buys time for his teammates to flash out of the smoke and win in the retake. Cloud9 was fantastic.
mainannya si Zeppa, Cok. Kayaknya gila ini dari
That's where
kemarin.
I almost want to now try and take this forward a little bit and look at Zelsis, because going into the attack last time, their B-side execution was different. They would have a deep flash coming out from Zeppa, and then a close flash if they made contact from him. So we've witnessed one team adapt to how they played before and fix their defensive setup. Now I want to take a look at whether or not DRX can adapt to what is there on the other side from Cloud9. Have they made those same defensive changes to fix and bring this back in the second half, or is it still going to be a strong attack coming through from C9?
Yeah, this has been an absolutely gorgeous game to watch. I mean, top to bottom, I don't think anyone could have asked for something better than this. And DRX, if there's one team that's going to find these solutions, find these answers, Mimi, it is going to be DRX. They have the capability to do this.
But it's going to be difficult. 9-3, they have to start strong with this pistol.
Cuss! Let's go cuss!
That's right. We're just hoping for some curses to come into effect if you're a DRX fan. But for now, though, let's send it back over to your board-certified casters, it's Pansy and iPod.
And I guess they are right in the sentiment that
ya guys, bisa dong DRX dong. Bangkit, Cok.
Adjustments, but I'm not seeing it in the server right now.
Not this DRX. This is, we very rarely see them play this sloppy, make as many mistakes as they have
Bebas
done.
turu, stuck turu anjing, enggak ada yang 2 kill anjing, enggak ada yang 2 digit, Cok.
With this scoreline, it's so difficult to formulate some sort of comeback, and obviously pistol.
Sepa GG anjing, sumpah gua kayak ngeliat dia tuh nembaknya tuh jarang-jarang bau, guys.
By that first half performance, the DRX are going to be able to bring this back.
No, I'm absolutely in unison with you because you're seeing 3, I'd say, of Cloud9 really stepping up, and one of them isn't even Ye. He doesn't need to be
pakai classic armor,
He's been fine. He's played his role. He's been in the right place when needed, but it has been everyone else, and again, that's a horrifying prospect.
Mereka ini ya, apa?
You know, a cool 8 to 5. He's fine.
Push ini guys, apa push linknya sama longnya juga. 3-2 ya, main 3-2 deh guys. Tapi asal trade jalan sih nggak apa-apa sih. Dah.
On the wall there for Zelsis. Yeah, his wall though will block off towards connector here. Leaf actually will put down a nice one. Hasn't popped it just yet. Marco will get the kill just ahead of that.
Very fine couple of seconds difference here, but there's already a pivot coming out from Cloud9, it looks like, re-exploring either through middle.
They're going to jump on
look
the wall.
At DRX. Yeah, they are.
DRX aren't going to... maybe actually with...
There's already a ping.
Zest slips.
Oke, dikasih info lah guys, di map ya dikasih info ya. Di ping katanya ada musuh yang lewat.
Yeah, we're seeing not necessarily a mirrored approach, but super deep. And Zelsis needs to sell them the perfect fake.
Aduh anjing nge-whiff, Cok.
Fine, just clip off half of that and it looks real nice. Buzz. Let's get Zelsis, and here's that diligence I wanted to see. Yeah, deep clearing, lovely work from Zepp. And that's a stark difference and a stark contrast from that first half we saw coming out from DRX, who almost fell foul to that. And now even with all that consideration, we are in a 3v3 post plant now, and it's tricky to move these players out of these positions.
Vanity trying to set something up. Create a little pocket for Leaf to play in, and he will do.
Much nicer.
Anjir gila tuh lihat.
A little bit more room to work now. Just a tap on the spike. Timing. Oh my god! What? Zest turns in time. Marco pulled off from the defuse, and now it's the swing from Zep at 10 HP, and now the other side. Wait, Marco got Vanity. The 1v1, but it ain't halfway, and the swing.
Sepa lagi lo anjir.
Refused to lose. Double digits instantly in the second half.
Bas lagi bau nih.
Again though, look at this setup on A site. It's not like DRX at all. RB.
Gila Sepa tuh dari kemarin, Cok. Ini ngeri banget ya orang main ini dah.
Almost caught in astral form there, but there's no crossfire setup. There's 3 members of DRX that did this 15-20 seconds ahead of this site here coming through. There was 3 members of DRX on this side of the map, and they still weren't ready.
Worrying times for DRX now.
Zeppa's just running through with a frenzy. It's like dry swinging into
Zeppa nih guys, anjir.
with a frenzy.
Yep.
It's such a
dia mainnya santai tapi dapat mulu anjir killnya loh.
Oh no.
Timing dia gila banget dah.
Oh, as in name, as in nature right now. Absolutely loving what they're doing, and DRX made to look bad at their own game, which is crazy to me. Stacks a quiet performance so far, 5-12.
Dapat tuh.
What he wanted, but we'll get big information here. But remember what they're working with. Sheriff's in a classic.
I doubt Cloud9 are going to respect the fact that 3 of them got pinged.
No, they could not care less. Going to go through the motions. Fully aware they have more than likely superior weaponry here. The rifle lead for the Zelsis as well. So, Marco, not bad.
Nice banget. Aduh, hampir dapat 2 tuh.
So shut down pretty quickly. Anyone else to cause threat? No, it doesn't look like it, so the plant should be coming in. Vanity could get chipped away at here, though. Anyone else able to make much of it? That's a shot. Marco! Some heat-seeking shots out of that Sheriff, but 2v3 still tricky.
Aduh, Bas nembak-nembak loh, Cok.
Rotten to play against.
It's almost a one-way under Ye's wall there towards main. Dirty stuff from Cloud9.
Oh, Marco. There's not much really to do here. Making a valiant effort for sure. But Vanity with a round and Cloud9 with 11.
So they have one opportunity to stop the inevitable here.
Masa dibikin turu juga guys. Sama Cloud9 guys anjir.
2 away from the Vipers bit, but that's the only thing. Even RB
juga nih, bro.
Bulldog into this.
Mengerikan ini guys, ini mengerikan. Ini mulai mengerikan ya. Mulai mengerikan.
Couple of members from Cloud9 forcing up, at least Leaf and Zelsis down to 500 and 100 respectively, but I mean, with the way this is going, can't really fault them.
No, let them play right now, and it looks quite all in. Flash finds nothing early, so that should allow them safe passage, at least towards the main.
And just look at the difference in space.
Kuat banget anjir ini mereka. Mereka nggak ada jarang embau gitu loh guys.
RB has to back from
Look at the utility.
It's all encompassing. Stax either has to commit towards standing in the most awkward position on stairs. Zelsis all too aware of it, and then force them away. RB only has one place to play on towards side. That's so quickly checked. Stax tries to make a play through the wall, but still gets found pretty quickly. Cloud9 just in absolute motion right now, and Buzz, irrelevant to outcome here, flashed off, forced away. Plant coming in. You got Yay.
Anjir, Yay bro, lihat bro.
And Cloud9 make it to 12.
The layers of utility and that execute are just so overwhelming for DRX. Again, the slow orbs coming through. The gravity well at the start.
Anjing DRX bro 13
on the side of Cloud9. DRX respected. They try and play deep, but then there's two flashes that come through to the absolute perfection from Zephyr. Stax is desperate to try and support outside this cosmic divide, but eats that flash.
And it's no man's land, right? There's Cloud9 are hyper aware of the only places available. You got
Pip.
Run it down to RB and dug out.
They know it's the only place you can really play, or if Stax is downstairs, right? And you've already cleared that. So again, Cloud9 very well constructed rounds, putting on a beautiful display here. Glad it wasn't just that flash in the pan in the first. This is commanding, considering we saw DRX put up numbers like this in their opening game on this map. So the difference is huge. And at this point, you certainly can't compete if you don't compare with these two teams. It's just
minimal kayak nge-hit guys 2 peluru tapi nggak kena.
And we look at what's the approach this time. Cloud9 giving us a different look here. Over towards that B site. Very much all in though.
Itu setup begitu berarti tuh kalau misalnya setup begitu lo keras, orang nggak akan ngendok soalnya di short.
Towards the side to try and stop this. Looks like it might be Zelsis to lead the charge here. The Seeker's behind it as well.
Ya, buta dia.
Okay, does get sent away. Not so free this time. Buzz and Marco making a go at this
Nice!
one. Much better crossfires being held, but there's still life in them yet. Vanity's still alive, Leaf's still alive, and Zelsis is still alive. And Stax and RB now sweating bullets, because they've got the ult ticking down, 10 seconds to make something happen. And Leaf is saying no. They want this map done. They want out of here. RB, last chance to dance in this. 20 seconds. And look at the positioning from Zelsis. Won't even be able to get towards side at this point. RB's options starting to dwindle now with the second start to pass, and there it is, Zelsis!
Cok 13-3 loh, Cok.
But Cloud9 looking to cut above the rest.
What a phenomenal performance from Cloud9 here.
Gila, Paperrex dibantai-bantai juga di satu match, Cok.
Looking flustered in so many of those rounds. Unable to find a response.
Straight off the stage too.
Look, I mean, looking for a game
Ada apa dengan DRX kuno?
Marco made some of these interesting, but yeah,
Paperrex nggak DRX
really demoralizing.
That's a heartbreak when you get
oh my god,
guys,
Ande.
On this map not too long ago. In that debut round, where all of us thought, okay, DRX looking good, but now we've got their work cut out here with Haven next coming up.
They didn't even meet the mark of Paperrex. They got one less round than Paperrex.
Ini bola gue guys.
Bloody hell!
Amerika Pasifika bang.
Cloud9, monstrous. Monstrous in approach. I cannot.
Sepa sih anjir nih orangnya, ini antang-antang tapi jago banget, coba deh. Bang Gondrong nih guys. Apa joget kalibrasi guys? Baru gua ngomong anjing, Asmara Siba. Mirip ya guys. Mirip ya Sepa ya sama Asmara Siba ya.
Into this series, I was talking about obviously Cloud9, the ones to set the bar of where we now expect them to maintain, or at least that's my expectation. But for DRX, this was so far below. I've got to say, probably the worst international performance we've seen from DRX, period.
I'm with you. I'm in complete agreement. I'm sure the Dash.
Kemarin Paperrex bilangnya paling jelek mainnya hari ini. Ini juga paling jelek. Emang guys kayak di ini guys juga apa? Kuatan Sinan kuat juga ya. Para terkali kasih frekuensi yang sama. Pada ngapain guys? Bola siapa lagi yang main guys? Cek bola. Jam 9. Kemarin Arsenal kalah guys ya. Bang Valo, astaga, apaan lagi? Ya guys ya. Kemarin kalah guys ya. Arsen kalah guys ya, Arsen ya. Kenapa dulu bang? Nggak boleh guys, ntar kena deng. Ini pada lagi makan nasi goreng bang. Apa gue ganti aja, jangan delay lagi. Ah pantas aja co, delay lagi co. Maaf dah guys, sumpah guys. Kalau delay maafkan ya, lupa guys, sumpah. Ganti co. Karena menang 4-2. Anjing makin pocok dong. Makin dipucuk dong guys, Anjir 5-4, 5-2. Kurang 2 poin sih. Nah, tapi MCT udah main 24. Tipis tapi sih. Serem juga ya kalau ini ya, serem juga guys. Aduh. Setting dulu, nggak bisa disetting guys, harus di restring. Gak apa-apa lah ya, satu map lagi kok. Mohon maaf dah kalau delay guys. Mohon maaf bet. So good guys. Sepa nih, serem banget Sepa cu. Lagi di DRX lagi nih guys, lagi apa? Lagi cara-cara mengalahkan Sepa. Kita sangat susah bantai mereka. Gimana caranya teman-teman gitu kali. Ini kali mereka ya lawan si Sepa ya. Cepet banget cu, apa delay bang? Gua agak delay guys streamnya. Delaynya nggak tahu berapa detik sih. Kayaknya yang bener sih, this is an year sih. Talon EG pegang siapa bang? Pegang Talon lah kan, Pacific. Kan Pacific guys. Bamik lagi gacha nih. Paling jelek buat OP apa bang? Yang sempit. Split tuh kurang, split guys. Soalnya cuma dikit ini ya. Tempatnya cuma dikit guys. Split tuh. Cepetan dong bro. Aku ingin menonton map kedua nih. Aku nggak sabar melihat sini dibantai DRX di map kedua. Heaven kan? Kalau kalah sih gue pusing sih guys ya. Top 1 Pasifik hitungannya ya bakal kalah. Berarti bulan-bulan ini tuh bulan-bulannya NA berarti bener. Si apa? Tim-tim Asia lagi jatuh banget guys.
Mugi udah rugi 25.000.
Thank you Mugi.
Ini Sepa di belakang selebrasi ngebantai DRX.
Para tak terkalibrasi. Tentong, tentong. Ini habis ini masih ketemu laut bang, nggak apa-apa sih. Kalau laut sih kayaknya udah, menurut gua bisa banget deh. Ini lawan laut bisa banget. HyperX jam berapa bang? Udah pulang. Masih jadi hina, udah nggak ada timnya. Gila Sepa 280 ACS bro. Ini orang gila banget coy. Asmara kalibrasinya gila banget guys. Nyam 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 nyam. Sepa, jangan serem-serem Sepa. Oh DRX pulang sama-sama ente dong. Iya anjir.
Any more high speed than that Zeppa 4K that we saw earlier.
Which one?
Actually, which one was it? Was it the first?
Was it the second?
Yeah,
Here it is.
The third one, maybe?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, it was the pistol. This was literally, you know, like we're into the half already. It's 9-3, and everyone thinks to themselves, okay, we just gotta shut down Zeppa. And then Zeppa says, and he stops it right in its tracks. This kid is unbelievable, me.
Yeah, I mean, he is on another level right now for Cloud9. Absolute perfect play out of him. So many clutch situations that he continued to manage to win miraculously. For DRX, I didn't even feel like they were playing
siapa bang? PSG
particularly
Munchen
poorly in
dukung
that
PSG.
one. I think sure they got counter-strat at the beginning, but they had
Right.
good ideas to
Map
adapt.
2,
C9 was just
Heaven.
always one step ahead, and their players were performing at such an insane individual level that DRX never even had a chance to bring it close, which we've never seen that happen to DRX.
Padahal cuma live game ke-1 kayaknya sih ya deh.
So scary to watch DRX, a team that we've praised for amazing consistency, really struggle to find any kind of solutions there.
Betul
But, you know,
banget.
here's the thing, you ever
Kenapa
get
ya
that
DRX ini
feeling
lagi
that
kayak turu gitu guys.
cameras will
Sumpah di
take
game ini
over
turu
your
banget.
Right now,
shoulder and
actually.
it's- Oh yeah, I always feel it.
Nembek nggak kena,
that's
strats
because
yang
you're
nggak
in a aim lab
dapet.
shoot-around. There it is. That's a toss. Anyway, it's going to be Leaf.
Oh, ada 400
for our
ada
aim lab
dan.
shoot around here. He's going to shoot some circles, but we were talking about this during.
Gua nggak sabar
the
Sentinel
game,
sih guys. Sentinel
Tom.
fanatik langsung bro.
And you know, traditionally everyone's been like, Yay, El Diablo, star player, best player in the world, blah 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 blah. This guy's literally on a team now where he does not have to worry about that, and it's because of guys like Leaf and Zeppa.
Yeah, he's literally challenging to be a top 5 member of his own team. It's quite difficult at the moment. Like, don't get me wrong, he's still fantastic, but it must be a bit of a weight off. They're actually starting to give me. It's
Gua
very
RRQ,
early,
gua
very
RRQ
early,
ya.
but they're
Sentinel
starting to
kapan
give me
bang?
vibes
Minggu
of
depan.
Loud. Where Loud, it's like
Bareng sama
who is the
RRQ
star
dia
of this
grupnya
team?
sama
It's like,
Everyone.
everyone is the star of this team, and that's the thing. You even look at some of the plays that like.
Dia dulu dioptik, Bang. Betul sekali. Betul sekali.
It's like it's so difficult not to just almost marvel at this team at this point.
And that's the thing, we can marvel about the individuals, we can marvel about the preparation, or we can marvel about the adaptations. Cloud9 seems to have everything, and now DRX is in the hot seat. We head to map number 2. Haven, it's their pick, but it's going to be pretty tough to come back, especially against a Cloud9 who you haven't seen them play.
Lokin qualified-nya kemana bang? Ini nggak qualified kemana-mana guys. Cuman kalau misalnya bisa juara, tim yang juara, regionnya misalnya tim lo tuh dari Pasifik, yang juara Pasifik akan dapat 1 slot tambahan buat nanti di
For
Master.
a very long time, even go back to when Gambit managed to win themselves in Berlin, he still dropped a ridiculous amount of frags to take that one.
It's been way too long since we have seen Ye off chamber on
Siapa
this
tuh
map.
Emi
I want
anjing?
those Marshall clips back.
Global Esport cok.
Hey, you know what?
DRX, nah gitu dong.
Light up this crowd if that's the case. You got. Is that the global esports
Yeah, it
guys
is,
cheering
it
on
is.
DRX? They're giving love to their Pacific brethren.
Nah
over
gitu
there.
dong, gila.
But, You know, I think the fans are definitely going to have to will DRX back into this game because to get boomed like that on Pearl, that is demoralizing. And now you're going to be going to Haven, a map that you know, Tom, traditionally Ye has been great in. Here's our Prime Gaming agent select. Let's see what we get here, Tom.
Well, that's the thing. I am very excited to see what's actually being played because you could have Zelsis on the likes of even a Phoenix still if you wanted to. You could throw in the likes of a Jet onto Ye once again. So far, it's fairly similar to what we've seen from them in other maps.
Meta no duelist by C9. Oh, enggak deh.
Standard comp here, and for C9, Zelsis
Phoenix
comes out
mulu ya,
with
Phoenix
Phoenix.
ini
I
ya.
love what they did with it back on Pearl with the orb farm, and we also got Ye back on the chamber. Again, you asked him in that interview,
Ye chamber!
Chamber's dead, what are you guys up to? They're like, nah, that was overstated. And I think this is another one of the maps where you can get value. There's quite a few angles.
Tapi jagoan chamber,
where you
jagoan
can still
Jason
get
sih
early
kemarin
peaks
sih.
and
Kemarin
go
Jason
where
lebih
they
serem,
want
Cok.
But the thing is as well,
Antep-antepnya,
they're
guys.
playing on that defensive side first. So that's only going to set to him perfectly.
DRX was top 3 at Champions. They're at the precipice of being sent home. They need to win this map.
But look, I think we can all agree that we want to see 3 maps. Everyone's watching. They want the 3rd one to happen. So let's see if we can get it and send it back over to Pansy and Hypoc.
Anti and Hyper.
Thank you, and you're right. It is a stark reminder. DRX, a top 3 team, really a champs here. They went as far as they could, an incredible performance. And here they're
Let's
falling
go,
short.
let's
But
go,
Mike,
let's go.
talk about Haven, let's talk about what this
DRX,
is
yo,
for both
yo,
sides. DRX
DRX.
has been a classic stronghold for them
Absolutely.
through eternity.
The origin of the flash dash, right?
Correct,
So we're
correct.
back on that composition. And one important thing to note as well, Ye back on the chamber. We heard in one of the interviews, DRX talking about interested to see what kind of player Ye is. Maybe this is some, familiarity in terms of what they're going to be facing off against. But it's a tall order. With the way Cloud9 are playing, I don't think they're going to allow DRX to establish any comfort once
Kita lihat
again.
guys, ini map pilihannya DRX ya. Anjir. Gila guys, gila strasnya.
Play
Stop.
like they are that incredible
Kosongin B-nya,
team
bro.
we've seen in the past. Kindle some of
Retake,
that
guys.
brilliance and already off to a good start here. Plans there, but the retake is
Nice
quick.
banget, Bas, dapat
It's a
1.
1-for-1 trade out of the back of the Paranoia and the flash coming in from Zelsis, but again, gonna put Stacks in a really uncomfortable position. Yeah, handled. Zelsis all too aware. Quick work being done here, but the 3 final players are the ones sitting deep. Super hard to clear out. What's the plan here?
Marco Zest
Nice!
will double down on it. 20 HP for Leaf. Just waiting for the beat to come through. Marco will seal the deal. And a
Thank
pace
you, Luke,
change in
sudah
round
membership.
1 here
Makasih,
from
Bang
DRX.
Luke.
Hopefully an indicator of a totally different approach here on Haven.
That bell of pace needs to toll throughout this game now for DRX. They cannot be dictated to like they were on that first map. They were flat. They did not look like they had turned up, and you saw it when they walked off the stage. It was just straight to the back. There was no high fives, no nothing. It was straight going back
Where's
to
Stage
business.
Stacks?
Stage
Where's
Stacks is
Stage
real
Stacks?
quiet right now.
Yeah.
That mouse is getting no kisses tonight, all right? There's no love being shown here. And we are seeing the Stinger buy-up still, actually.
Hey,
Just quick glimpse of that.
Vanity said it. It was just a
Bisa.
price nerf.
True
So
to his word.
Kamu delay, Bang. Iya, maaf ya kalau delay, guys, ya.
Obviously going to run the headhunter into this one. Effectively a Guardian.
Teori ya Bila yang bantai
Especially
Paperrex,
in
Bang.
his hands.
Nggak, jangan lah. Kita kan tim Pasifik, dukungnya Pasifik juga,
Show a
Cok.
little presence early on here. Until they get a decent read on the fact there is a purchase behind this. At least cautious of it early on here.
Oke, chill, main slow aja, nggak usah buru-buru.
I want to see if DRX are
Yeah,
able
he's
to test
tucked
this.
in, by the way. Yeah, he's
Look at
tucked
this angle.
in.
It should be good for 1. Yeah, there it is, and actually dips out. Perfect.
Oh iya, dapat
They
1
know what
lagi,
was
Cok.
saying is welcome, knows exactly his role here. Early warning signal. Actually feels he can re-aggress potentially, and
He
he's
can
made
get
it
ahead
to
in the
sight.
smoke, yeah.
Yeah, really good read on the timing for Ye. Second
Wah,
bite.
nge-whiff dia.
Didn't quite land as well as he wanted. Now
Nice,
the
yes.
rest of Cloud9 left in no man's land. Not able to really find that support there since Ye fell. But for DRX, this is good. This is a post.
Let's go. Bisa.
Yeah, the numbers advantage as well, which rarely happened on the previous Vanity. We'll try and set up with a Paranoia. Flash through. Actually, the TP out. Zelsis going to find one. They
Yeah,
follow through on this.
surely they can't close down the gap on the rest. No, it's that kind of final line.
Nice,
It sounds
Zes,
lovely
gila.
work. DRX 3 standing.
Let's go, Bisa. Kok agak
That's fine.
patah-patah, Bang? Emang iya, guys?
Two of those Bulldogs still in play.
Apa
I think
iya?
that's the majority of it. Yeah, that's fine. On the other side, because of those Stingers, we have to see what they go for now. The economy could potentially spiral off the back.
In their match against BBL, they respond
At least
11
early on
12.
for
They're
DRX.
attacking rounds on Heaven. Anjir.
Build themselves up a lead. A confident approach to these
Nah,
early
Heaven
rounds.
nih, bos.
DRX
Heaven,
needs,
bos.
in my eyes, 4 or 5 of those in this first half
Yep.
to even start to chip away. those map 1 nerves that certainly are lingering.
Anjir.
See if they can shake it off. The flash to set Ye into nice again, but it did find someone on the other side, so might have to be a little bit more cautious.
No,
actually deciding against it here. And it will be looking like a C split as it stands. Want to test garage long, so this is a lot of pressure on that shorty.
Yokdatnya buat ngancurin utility ya.
But 4 players mirroring, and they do have that one, who is it? Stuck towards garage. This could be RB. Maybe able to hear some of these steps. Again, a little bit tricky.
Pacific tinggal berapa tim kok. DRX masih banyak sih yang di bawah-bawah. Yang di grup bawah.
Will catch a glimpse. Okay, they've noted RB now. It looks like DRX off the back of this will readdress that C site.
Yeah, Vanity tagged up, but with that shorty,
doesn't matter.
You almost bank on him going 1 for 1, even if he gets stunned here with the fault line.
The timing, he's gonna let one pass slip into the smoke. This is a great
just
play.
found that kill.
What?
Anjir, Ye dapat dari mana tuh?
Ye found that?
Ye just plucked Buzz from the skies.
They're fleeing the scene. They are running. They need to get the hell out of here, but they have no idea if anyone's waiting towards A. Maybe noting that Ye had adjusted was enough. Maybe the utility scene as well. That dog in the middle is a lot of indicators that A should be free right now.
Get themselves a free plant at least.
Yep.
Buzz sent to the
kosong.
Straight 4v4 here with Vanity falling to the hot hands of Zelsis.
Almost a 1G. Not quite.
Akhirnya teman sendiri.
Shut out here from the aftershock.
And I want to see diligence here from DRX, and it's just that wide swing from Zeppa. That frenzy looks just foul in his hands. Marco takes that next layer of contact, the pressure towards Sewer. They know where they both players are, and the overwhelm again. Look at that face.
Surely.
Hampir loh, coy dapat bonus juga loh.
Look at Zelsis. They know they have just destroyed DRX's momentum again.
Show me the headshot.
Kalau kalah di lock-in nggak bisa ke master kah bang? Ya master belum ditentuin dari lock-in guys. Tentunya di Pacific League nanti. What
is that?
Must be nice to have Ye on your team. God, and even this.
Anjir, Sepa pakai frenzy dapat 2 loh.
Like the CZ in full form for those who remember it. Bloody hell.
Vanity can't believe it.
No. No right. And DRX must be shaking to their core.
This is after the forcing round 2 from Cloud9. But they flip it back in round 3.
No harm, no foul to the economy now. They're feeling happy about this, and it's an all-in A piece as it begins. There's no second
frenzy rasa Spectre bang. Iya nih.
That's about it.
Dari tadi seru banget, Cok. Frenzy-nya kayak kena mulu loh nembaknya, padahal frenzy doang.
Is in place.
We're going to rely on the retake again.
And look, DRX's side takes are famed, and rightly so. Now they need to be able to hold these retakes that Cloud9 have been making look like their own, and already Zelsis is happy to go in with that ult, see what space he can find. Graffiti looking clear. This now has a little bit more information on the play back through. Leaf going to find RB, and now Health next on the chopping block.
Nice!
DRX dig their
nice! Let's go! DRX nih bos, map DRX nih bos.
Beautiful response there. Again, burning up a little bit of utility. C9 trying to get just ahead of DRX's expectations. Zelsis, unfortunately, not able to really create anything coming out of that smoke.
That smoke.
But I think you're absolutely right. Cloud9 demonstrating wants it. They have to respect these site hits. Whether or not we're going to see an opportunity for C9 to maybe...
Anjir! Phantom DRX ngeri-ngeri bang, iya sih.
Some kind of situation where there's 3 towards one site, they might try and dig their heels in.
Kayak timeout. Kayak sih menang di DRX sih. Tapi ini kayaknya ya.
Considering how well prepped they were on map 1, they seem to have a game plan here, and they certainly know DRX's strengths. I am wondering if they can refine those retakes, or if there is another way they want to approach this.
Kayaknya sih menang DRX bro. Dari map kontrolnya tuh bagus banget DRX mainnya.
Into this round though, I am waiting to see if we just see that hero rifle with Ye as well.
Komen ini. Lo gimana sih bro? Lo lihat lah dia mainnya kayak begitu doang, gampang lo di counternya lo semua fokus aja gitu. Pentingnya udah mati udah lumayan enak bang. Sebenarnya nggak di Ye doang sih. Sepa, Leaf itu yang ngeri juga cok. Dari kemarin tuh yang top frag selalu Sepa sama Leaf, bukan Ye loh. Menurut gue sih ya, menurut gue ya.
But yeah, timeout for Cloud9 should give them at least a little bit of readjustment after now we've seen DRX find form finally.
I guess difference being here with the veto as well.
Gila, full Phantom anjir, satu squad Phantom semua.
I mean, not much to take away
Ya,
from
ini
that
kayak ini
first
emang
half,
mapnya
but
DRX
Liverpool
banget sih,
unbelievable.
makanya DRX pun
To be
santai
able
banget
to
guys ya.
scraping through one round there. So I'm curious to see what C9 fall back on. What's the adaptation that we'll see?
I want to see if Ye gets much play with this rifle.
He did make a sound there. And actually,
Biasa aja soalnya. Menurut gue ya biasa aja, cuy, emang OP-nya doang ngeri. Tapi gampang di counter gitu loh OP.
Very early on.
Now, do they fight on this? They actually do, yeah. They're trying to actually make a little bit of a mid-play, which works out this time. Zelsis gets away and gets an upgrade. Leap in tow as well. And now Stack's put on the chopping block. He needs to find some form himself. Marco by his side. Ye on the backside makes it over. Ye being the problem. And now Zest eats that flash. He's so blind. Noted scene. Pressure galore. And Cloud9. Thrifty the round. Beautiful work.
And it's not even really on the back of Ye's rifle.
No,
it's on the back of Zelsis on a stinger. I mean, sticking true to their word. That gun very much still packs a punch.
God,
I'm not even sure that is the smoke a little off there on Heaven? How is Lee finding that kill? We come back to, again, something that I hinted at in map 1, which is DRX making the finest of mistakes.
At this level, though, you will see it exploited. They may have gone away with it in the past, but now certainly not the case. And it's
like
a four-man stack towards
we're not used to seeing that.
No, we're not. And for now, Buzz on the site, and it's clear, and that should be indicative that something is wrong. Something is terribly wrong here. Zest instantly on guard duty, and I think Marco's just joined him towards the
tahan, retake.
coming back through.
Ini kalau bisa kena thrifty GG sih guys. Kalau thrifty gue nggak tahu lagi ya.
And you are going to see the Seekers in that flash just to come around the corner here. Didn't quite make it as deep as wanted. And Zest could be in trouble now. Yeah, there's a Seeker coming in. Needs to depend on some.
Nice, Buzz dapat satu.
Buzz does well to find Ye. That's towards CT. Could do with another leap. Not able to apply the pressure at the same time now. An adjustment through Garage. Vanity gets found. This is really nice from DRX. We are getting answers back and forth between these two. Big round from Buzz. And Zelsis denied. DRX continue to lead.
They flip a thrifty back on Cloud9. Actually, with the operator invested, yes, Ye will have the tour de force. Vanity's going to struggle. He's not scared of playing a stinger or a judge in a round like this.
DRX bakal kaya banget guys. Bakal kaya banget DRX guys.
Zelsis actually onto the light armor. Rolling Thunder, Hunter's Fury, TP for Marco.
Gosh, what a
this round, on the back of Buzz's Blade Storm.
Banget anjir sumpah. FT ini anjir. Close game ini mapnya baru guys, mapnya DRX nih. Bisa close game, tadi kagak bisa, Cok.
Almost looked down on in those previous rounds. Overrun. And it's a B site hit. Now they had success in the very early round of this, but Buzz warded away from trying to take a little bit more space through that connector side.
Hancur tuh ekonominya sih, agak hancur sih.
Towards CT in case he tries to creep
Habis ini mereka miskin banget, Cok.
We look at those post plants so deep. Marco, great shot. Zelsis catches him just. He tried to get towards the back of the site. There's still Buzz on the site. They didn't expect him to be lingering this long. Stacks fighting lead. Buzz doing damage. Big work coming out here from DRX. Keeping the narrative strong for them on this map. This could be one of the best games quality-wise we're going to see.
And what's key is here, it's a flawless following that thrifty. So it gives DRX a massive buffer in terms of the finances here. Not relying on the ultimates either. They still have that in play. Ye just trying to get with a cheeky TP back onto top site. Again, no hesitation from Cloud9 though. This is a carbon copy of that pistol round execute.
Kenapa dia TP tadi guys?
I will say, initially.
Dia kayak udah naruh TP-nya dia udah lama.
But immediately there's 3 coming through A-Link.
Dia nggak dapat apa-apa. Iya, Cok. Udah rugi banget sini. Harusnya sih bisa menang DRX dengan gampang guys ya. Ini bisa 8-2 sih harusnya. Bukan? Gila lo reconnya lo.
That's why you don't stand on the site when they're hitting those executes. I think it's a
udah
very
panas, Cok. Lihat attack-nya bro. Di W Gaming banget sih.
Changing the narrative after Cloud9 looked colossal on map 1.
Enggak yakin nih gue sini map ini mereka percaya diri banget, Cok.
Restoring some faith in their game plan, but it ain't over yet. The plant is down. Still a good post plant here, and keep in mind the ults they have in play too. Zest with a Hunter's Fury if required, and so far not needing it. Not called in. Vanity making damage happen. But to find the final 2 would be
gaming banget anjing mah.
Something out of this world. Oh my god, the damage was there. A rifle found. Does he tap the spike? Yes, he does. He wants the attention drawn, but look at RB! Oh my god, Vanity, no way. No way do you get this. That smoke isn't going to last, but he knows the position. And Zest, the jump peak should be carrying enough.
Chill. Walaupun banyak mati tapi gak apa-apa guys, kita menang guys, senang. Duit kita banyak cok katanya. Duit DRX banyak guys, senang aja guys tuh kan rata duitnya banyak cok. 7.000, 9.000 bro.
So many times. Once again, another where they're not relying on these ultimates. Still got them in play here for Cloud9.
Langsung.
Yay, back on the operator, but not an awful lot in terms of funds behind this for C9. So yes, even though damage done in this round won't really equate to too much.
Bos kenapa ya pakai itu ya? Pakai masuk kenapa gitu? Gila apa gimana? Kumaha ronnya bang, nggak apa-apa sih, nggak masalah sih. Ayam mereka kok, lihat duitnya di atas 4.000 semua cuy.
But the difference in pace again, it's another round that's just such a stark contrast. Zelsis though, with the running back again.
Yeah, but Buzz, is he ready for this one? Zelsis, how far can you get here? He's got a fight on the site, but it's actually a 2-1 trade out. Zelsis gets sent back, and it's a swing from Buzz. Oh my word, Vanity and Leaf! It is brutal out here, absolute pandemonium, and Zest is the only one standing.
Nice.
How's he gone to this? But does he expect
Aduh!
Oh, get from above! Yeah, he's there, and willing to fight it out. Cloud9 brawl right on back.
And I think we've seen C9 in this position before where they've respected the plant.
They've
waited for that audio cue to come through. This on the back of Zelsis' ultimate. The pre-take successful this time. Huge work done to get ahead of those smokes as well.
Oh, it's such fine margins here, Mike.
There's not a lot in some of these rounds.
And the scoreline looks quite compelling for DRX, absolutely, but still.
Look as well. Look at the purchase here on the back of that for Cloud9 though. A Bulldog, Spectre, actually 2 Spectres here in play.
This is a different look though from DRX, testing middle a little bit here, but at a different tempo. It's not that same B take we've seen before.
It's lucky he wasn't around before. There was 3 members of Cloud9 outside B site previously. And they wouldn't have known that with that quick piece towards
A completely open. This is such a mad read, and I guess considering they've heard no utility, there's no plant, there's no pressure towards A, this is the right call.
They're anticipating DRX's fear of Ye being there, controlling A long, positioning towards Sewer early on as well in one of these rounds.
Ini cepet bang, siapa yang mainnya cepet?
Oh, the mind games here, it's just a chess game between these two. Vanity looking to maybe set Zelsis in for the swing, but Buzz was way ahead of that. Already considering taking towards that C site now. And yeah, it's Leaf on the chopping block. Should dip away from this one. There's the counter paranoia coming in, trying to make the most of it. Good trade.
Nice!
But it's all effective for DRX. They've got the site, they should have the plant. Vanity attempting to find a bit of nasty timing here. Can't make it at all. Now just Ye, operator, a valuable piece of equipment. He might want to try and keep that one, but already DRX looking to find him.
Paperrex mainnya berapa bang? Main nanti guys di Korea ya. Udah nggak main lagi bro Paperrex bro.
No one does actually. Yeah, he might be able to make away with this.
Harusnya sini mapnya si DRX banget bro. Dari kelihatan cara mainnya tuh mereka mengontrol sekali map ini guys, di game ini guys.
The knock-on effect really not going to be able to muster together a purchase. Well, they could throw stingers in the mix again.
Bernapas dikit ya guys, boleh nggak?
Cloud9 will
struggle here. Napas dikit ya.
Oh, this is where it gets scary. Yay. Oh, it's just deathmatch for Ye. Come off it. And I'll be the final one. There can't be much left on this round now. Did he find them all?
A million miles away from the Tour de Force, by the way. Wasn't even close.
Wasn't even close. Mike's told a lie here.
Dikejar malah kalah, Cok.
Does get to keep the operator at 1.8 in the pocket. That's about it.
Bentar guys ya. Apa? Ini bentar guys, napas bentar guys.
As much as the scoreline is quite one-sided here, DRX have been doing incredibly well. Some of these rounds have been on a knife's edge.
Aduh.
Just stop peeking him. I mean, this is the sort of thing DRX are desperate to avoid in the early round, right?
Lah, kemana lu bang? Napas bentar, napas bentar.
That's why I think we see DRX almost playing strat roulette, right?
Baru Ye panas nih pakai chamber nih.
Fresh and new every single round. Looking a little more traditional now. This is the default we're used to on Haven from DRX.
Harusnya sih menang sih DRX nih. 8-3, 9-3 bisa nih.
On a long, but hanging around at least
sebentar ya.
from very deep outside A lobby. Won't even spot Zeppa.
We haven't seen anyone kind of pushing that deep yet from Cloud9, so maybe just going through protocol list and making sure that is being accounted for. Okay, Zeppa's seen 1. Flashback up in 5. Does still have the dog to play with, but we did see that Cloud9 went for that full play lean towards C. There was kind of 2 posted on site, 2 more towards being garage. So Zeppa just trying to puff up the chest, try and keep hold of the site, but he has to respect this. They weren't even challenging this on full buys, so as it stands, Cloud9 going to be postured once again for full-on retake.
He's invested. Paranoia sent out already. Buzz and Stax both finding kills. Stax going to double down. Much better from DRX now. Well, they will. Oh no!
Oh, let's go. Prime Gaming flawless with a little bit of a crouch spam on it too. I'll take that. They get that operator away finally.
And finally, DRX lean back on using an ultimate to seal.
Sorry guys, mati
They come
suaranya.
into round 12. Almost with a full deck.
God, and the utility wasn't bad either from Cloud9. It connected on a
Rapi
fair
banget
few.
coy ya, GG guys ya.
They're kind of minimizing the amount of utility they use on because they know Cloud9 are just going to pop off that audio cue from the spike. So they're ready for the drop down from heaven. They're ready for this swing out of the smoke.
I almost want to see if there's a switch up on some aggression. It looks like maybe even DRX were expecting that with a little pop towards long, see if they could find Zeppa early, or if anyone's trying to aggress down. Because there is that kind of like 2, I guess, thoughts. You can either get aggressive, try and deny the early space. This could be the first smoke going in, but yeah, they look like they want to try and work off this.
Natibek nih bos.
Really so well crafted to
Natibek
like
nih.
any sort of that mid-tempo re-aggress. And again, Buzz, perfect
Gila,
place
Buzz
to
lagi
find
panas,
first. There's going to be the Nano Swarm to follow. Letho does trade in well, and now there's going to be a spot towards heaven. At least 2 players now seen. Can they make anything of this, though? The flash is good, but it's not going to find any sort of value of doing damage. And there's the Hunter's Fury, just going to deny them even getting out of there! Stuck in window!
Bilang 3. Lalu kemana bang? Bentar, napas.
And this is more like it. DRX showing awareness. Buzz starting to explore inside smokes when they're anticipating
Way
C9
better.
are stacked up, looking to pop flash out. Even here with Zest, they know that waterfall's coming from heaven. The Hunter's Fury posted up there just to disrupt them.
9-3. People tell me something about this scoreline, but I'm not so worried. But Mike, this is a resurgence from DRX.
Okay, I'm back,
They are
I'm
not
back.
done just yet. They are still in this game. Analysts, are you a believer now? Is it still going the distance?
Kok banget napasnya? Sedikit lah.
Oh,
Sedikit lah,
baby,
guys.
I'm a believer. Okay, I want this to go all the way, but my goodness.
Map 3 nggak sih? Map 3 nggak sih guys? Map 3 nggak sih?
Faster than our halftime segments. These guys are unreal, Tom.
It was honestly unbelievable, and I basically want to jump straight into one of the thrifty rounds that they managed to win, because it was like, we saw a couple of rounds sort of go back
Lagi
in the
nangis
other
ya, Bang?
direction
Enggak,
with
enggak.
C9 winning with pistols, and then it was
Nangisnya
just the sheer
kemarin.
pacing of this take into the site, just leading straight through,
Nangisnya kemarin, guys. Sekarang
avoiding
mau udah
pretty
nggak
much every
nangis.
single player, and of course, because of the fast takes coming in elsewhere on the map, C9 started to gamble. They had to almost guess where they were going to be going. And then in the post plant, this was the classic DRX that we've seen in the past. The team that just looked unstoppable, even with very small amounts of utility to play with. And you even see it there with the dart at the end. It's just filth.
Rapi banget DRX, rapi guys. Gue bilang guys. Tenang aja guys.
There was kind of 2
Lah,
questions.
kok si Nancy?
How will the chamber work out?
Lah.
One of those I thought was
Hey.
solid. Zelsis got
Apa sih
value
nggak
out of those
lawan C9?
air flashes, but Ye never had a chance to do really anything on that chamber
got
besides
exit
get
kills.
some impactless exit frags there. And now as we look towards the second half, that question looms for me again. Zelsis will have to
Alex
fixate on
habis dari
getting
puncak
these
jatuh ke
orbs,
jurang,
trying
Bang.
to
Iya
get
nih.
ults up to help with the executes. I think he'll do fine at that, but my question is, how is Ye going to do in this half? Because Chamber, sure, he has merit on that defense, but on attack, I think it's quite hard to find value with that rendezvous now. His trip has been nerfed quite a bit. This is going to have to be a Ye all-star performance if they're going to find value out of this Chamber pick.
Yeah, I almost wonder if he's going to have to lean more into lurking and just try and hold
True.
down that backline and catch players and
Ngebug.
use Zelsis.
Kalau ngebug salah itu guys kayaknya. Salah ngasih aset deh kayaknya.
Well, the only thing really relying on this one, Mimi, is
Impostor kah bang?
A bit of a curse, maybe.
Salah.
Look, it was all sunshine and roses for C9 on Pearl, but this time seems like the grass is greener on the other side for DRX. Let's send it back over to your casters.
Let's go.
GB, that was kind
Was
of hot.
Zest lagi
What
serem
the
nih, Memako
hell
nih.
was that? That was real good, GB. damn, you're a good host or something. I don't know. That's
Champions
crazy.
Berlin
We had a
2021
really good
cok,
game
si
now, so we
Nine
can
menang.
focus back on this rather than me
Ini yang masih
simping
pakai
TV,
tes,
but
masih ada tes si Nine.
3-9, yeah, the curse is there, sure, but what we've seen from DRX so far has been world class here.
Yeah, and worlds apart from map 1 as well. I'm hoping that same approach.
Alright, kita lihat guys ya taggernya.
And actually the pressure now mounts on C9.
Taggernya si Nine gimana guys? Bisa ngebalikin nggak?
Value from this chamber here. Well, arguably
Oh, timing.
the more troublesome side. Leaf just toying with DRX here, but 3 members already pushed up very deep. RB will find contact elsewhere.
This plays live.
Woo!
Look at the pressure between the dot coming through a middle, but still actually succeeds in that fight. That feels almost unfair, but by now the C site is under wraps. But look at the pressure coming up from C Long. Vanity hyper aware of this, but I don't know what he can do to really change how this goes. An off-position plant just to try and allow safety for this. Vanity needs to be good for at least 1. And he is absolutely up to the test. A second would be gorgeous for him. Zest next fight to be had.
Ini kalau dapat lagi sih menang si Nine sih.
Through from Garage. Where's the support system? Where's the rest of his side? They're falling around him. RB
Yeah,
and
this
Stacks
is the-
are found to. And now just Vanity in a 1v4. Too tall of a task, and Stacks is there. Double digits made for DRX.
Ya timingnya bro, mantep banget bro. Timingnya anjing kita tahu dia bakal nge-flash cok.
Willing to dig out that lurk. Almost anticipating, I think Ye will slip into that.
Zalsis tuh dari kemarin mainnya nggak bagus cok, nggak top frag. Cuman jadi turret berjalan doang guys, cuma ngasih info-info doang.
Pressure outside A lobby.
Duelis maju pertama mati doang guys.
Curious to see actually if this does continue. This is immediate. 3 people pushing all the way up. They even had Stacks as well in A link, ready set up for that fault line.
Let's go.
Great awareness.
Satu sama nggak sih, bikin 10, bikin 13-3 juga nggak sih, balikin.
Back on the Stingers. Light Shield's obviously the headhunter for Ye. He's going to try and look for an opener here. We'll spot
Jangan dilawan. Anda pakai Spectre, dia pakai Headhunter.
continue to explore.
Sepa bau-bau, siap-siap map 3 kah? Waduh. Bisa. Oh, kasihan banget guys. Nice meme.
Support system not needed. The headhunter himself. Diablo sending 1 to the grave. Does he explore the flash turns it well again, yay! Camilla high forward to this man will deliver you frags. And but look at the backfield, Stacks is here. He does have the right.
Kasihan. Halu. Kita buat kayak gitu lucu kali, bisa kali ya guys buat kayak gitu guys.
Here he's overwhelmed. One left, one right, and then Zells is just
Ya,
in Cloud9.
kok kalah sih?
This round away from DRX.
Ini gara-gara Halu jadi kalah nih.
Inside here, the 1v3. Upgrades in hand for Cloud9. Don't even need it with Ye on that headhunter.
Oh, it's good to see. It is good to see.
Gara-gara Halu jadi kalah nih bro.
We've got the paranoia here, but C9 disconnected here. They have to work very hard to find all 3 of these. Ye will stop him at the first hurdle. C9 back on the board in the second half. Beautiful conversion.
Gila, Mako asisnya 17 anjing.
Value early on. See round 2.
This is a
After
solo
this
mission.
fought, yeah, literally no support
Anjir, si
whatsoever
Nen
here
anjing
for Ye.
si. Dapat 3 anjir ya, cok.
That's your first draft pick right there. There's a reason he was one of the most wanted men in NA and I guess around the globe.
world.
Yeah, throughout this. Cloud9's the one to get him. And he can sometimes give you a round like that. But now he has to wait and see. It's still 4-10. Let's bring it back into...
Wifi lagi buzz anjing.
Yay, I've been hyping you up. Relax. Does get buzz. If we just didn't see how he did it, it'd been much more exciting.
He's got a heal, it doesn't matter.
It's fine.
Ya.
Again,
No!
it's just pistols this time for DRX, so this should be clean work if you're looking at being pedantic, which we are. You want to see 5 steps.
Jangan sampai kekejar sih. Ini kalau kekejar berat sih guys.
Especially at this round deficit as well. You know, I want to try and snowball off these early rounds. And already with Ye getting closer and closer to that tour de force.
Yeah.
Something they can rely on. Leaf didn't spot Stacks there.
Oke, Stacks nggak kelihatan bro.
Really got caught off guard. Be able to find one cheeky kill.
Ya.
Oh,
Not even that.
that's a valiant attempt. so far for, oh, excuse me, 5. All standing, all sitting pretty. And the plants a zest. Good luck, my guy.
Bisa lompat deh itu, bro. Bisa lompat itu, guys. Tangga nggak sih bisa, guys? Oh, ada itu kalau lompat, bro.
Absolutely. Especially in
gila combo dua ininya,
a
guys.
matchup like this where Bus was heavily shut down on some of those defensive setups on Pearl in particular from Cloud9.
Nggak blender sih, guys. Kan ini kan Iko mah maju aja nggak apa-apa.
Or even actually ahead of the site hit.
Kalau Iko tuh nggak apa-apa, guys, maju.
Doubt he's saving the classic.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh.
No.
They're pinging it out. They know where he's going to try and get to die to that spike. Yeah, couldn't get to him in time. It's all good. He will fall. No problems there.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
No damage done.
Ayo, bangkit. Byron.
Orthodox of roots.
Ambil 11, angka 11 ya.
So they do have the building blocks, and this is the timeout. DRX know the value of this round coming in here.
What's important here to consider as well, Zelsis on that ultimate already, and that's something when we talk about snowballing.
Classic nggak nge-save, cok. Dia itu si Stux nge-whiff, cok. Dapat 1 lumayan tadi Bazal tuh.
Throw out on a whim.
Yeah.
Into some of these site hits, but what's key here for me for DRX, if they do continue to explore, obviously here without the benefit of a purchase behind this, they have to keep it in check. When it becomes more and more difficult to really justify some of these aggressive plays, particularly on the defense.
Ding dang.
I'm looking at RB's.
Phoenix sudah ulti lagi, Bang. Phoenix mah cepat ultinya, coba asal ngambil mulu mah.
There's not an awful lot else for DRX to rely on here. We haven't really seen them put Buzz in a position to, actively seek out these engagements. I think maybe that's the fear of Ye.
Bang, kira-kira siapa yang menang di match ini, Bang? Kayaknya sih DRX.
Especially when he's got no support.
Yep.
Kill, bro. DRX nih aman, guys. Coba serima nih, Bang Rio. Kalau ini menang sih bisa sih langsung.
GG or we actually get a game. And look, we've seen exceptions to that rule, but
just quickly here.
Yeah, talk to me.
See that same, effectively 4-man setup to obtain a lobby.
Go.
See how deep
DRX.
DRX actually do explore here.
Okay, smoke.
Leafs put a deep camera as well. It's pinged out. It will spot Buzz.
Stux mau siap-siap nyetun, cok.
Still not dealt with it just yet.
Kalau rame di stun sama dia, B-nya sep. Nah, mundur semua.
Still, it's going to keep 3 members of DRX here.
There's a little bit of window of time now, you're right. Maybe they can make something of this. Another deep smoke invested.
Stacks is ready for a fault
Wah,
line or a
kebeco
flash
mereka, cok.
off this utility.
There it is. And the pressure building, though. That's Zelsis popping the ult. And he actually gets handled. So RB sitting deep, quite telling that they are in these deeper positions, but do they note Stacks here? Sat at the back of that B site. How much value do they put to clearing him? Not enough at all! They let it get away way too much here. 2 big kills from Stacks, who waited so patiently for this. And RB all too aware of any pressure coming through Garage after Zelsis' ult. Ran through
nice,
this.
RB!
Great re-clear from RB here.
Zelsis and Ye left to fight. Ye stunned up still. Lands the headshot on Zest, but Buzz there to equalize. So the defuse coming through. Zelsis not going to be able to get too much done here.
The damage, but no time. Couldn't quite get around the corner. That's all that's going to happen, trying to chase him down as best he can. But yes, it will be 11 for DRX.
Habis ekonominya, guys. Mati banyak
have fantastic position in terms of the finances coming out of that. C9 will reap the reward. And the fact that Zelsis' ultimate shut down so early on means that Stacks can tuck in here. I think initially he was looking for a contact play off the utility, but actually holds his
let's go. Dua lagi DRX.
He actually covers the turret. I'm not entirely
sudah
sure.
Pulang kampung, iya.
C9 had almost anticipated a frantic rotation.
Ooh, we get to see the test of this as well. We saw this piece last time, didn't get fully explored, but now, Ye with that tour de force, information on towards sewer, and yeah, he's tempted.
Serem banget nih, cok.
And the flash is good. It's indicative. They know that someone.
Gila, si Ye tahu, cok. Ada orang tuh, cok.
Problem being though, the fault line's used already.
Ya nggak ketahuan, cok, Ye, cok.
And they don't know about Ye just yet.
Buzz keluar mati sih.
And Ye's reading this perfectly. He knows they're tucked in.
Nice!
What?
Oh, Buzz! Unbelievable. But it is 3 players there, so in actuality, Cloud9 still have a good read.
Ye has commanded this stack to remain towards A site. You have to rely on the retake here as the plant comes through on C. A man advantage, yes, do have the lockdown available as well.
They're pushing CT. I actually quite like this. They're trying to take back CT space, but the utility down poured back in effect.
Ako, nice,
Trying to
dapat
allow
satu.
DRX to springboard in towards the site.
Nice.
Now left in no man's land. Cloud9 crumble.
Let's
Leap
go,
is down.
DRX,
Buzz is
boss.
there. DRX.
Map 3
perfection
nggak
in
sih?
this round.
Map 3 nggak sih,
Beautiful
Icebox?
stuff. Like I said, the amount of respect given to Ye to maintain that, but DRX then convert this man advantage. Get themselves to 12. One that actually almost felt like some gaps in the utility here. What is that?
God, seeing it from both perspectives, wow.
Ye just sees an elbow.
Yep, that's
Just
it.
sees an elbow and it shoots back.
Nice banget Stacks, bro. Let's go, let's go.
Lovely.
Couple
Really
of rounds
lovely.
this map as well, where Stax is looking a little more alive than map 1.
Yay, gila,
Barely
yay.
saw anything
Third
from
carry
him on
di
Pearl.
Haven ya guys ya. Sama sih.
And I still think this map is true in nature for DRX, a true safe haven.
Emang mapnya DRX, cok, lihat dah.
Because you get to see the best of them, right?
Bagus
And it's
banget,
why we
aimnya di
always
sini
want to
semuanya,
see
anjing.
that kind of echo through the rest of the maps. But if this gets them at least back into this game, you got to take
Vamos!
that. You got to take that and just run with it. It's now 5 to 12. Cloud9 going to pump
Guys,
the
itu kemarin
brakes.
lagi bete ya, aja bang ya.
See what they can come up with this.
Satu
for
ada
their
yang
final
beberapa
couple of
orang
attempts
bete,
here.
ada
They do
yang
have
emang
enough to
strateginya nggak
faction
jalan
purchase.
dikit.
Well, I mean, Zelsus
tight.
is
Formasi-formasi
still
mungkin yang
full
udah
fire
berlatih
anyway.
bersama
Exactly, he's fine.
coach kurang gitu loh,
But
kurang
beyond that,
jalan kemarin.
a little bit of a difference in look here. I do want to say that we've just seen 2 very different maps though. Of Cloud9 at their best here. I think anyone watching the veto now going forward, whoever you play against, you are seeing where you want to take your veto, or take it away from, should I
Just
say.
get Pearl out.
Yeah, don't go near Pearl and Cloud9. Just move it away. 5 to 12 though, made to look human here, showing they do bleed.
Let's go, let's go.
The final
Go,
purchase gonna
go,
come
let's
through.
go, let's go.
If DRX do convert this round, we're looking at the buy that Cloud9 has.
Yeah,
Yes, there are
actually,
some caveats, but it is mostly there.
They spread the funds a little bit.
Let's
I think
go,
actually
let's
Ye
go.
able to drop out a second rifle here.
Ayo satu lagi sama-sama bye.
To it.
Oke ini. Kalau ngepick kayak mati nih.
Yeah, curious towards mid this time. It's not clean from Stack. Actually buzzed there to find the second. Zelsis
Kedua.
will respond, but very early on here, a 3v4 for
Celsius is
Cloud9.
ahead of this. The turret luckily will save him in this one. Actually, yeah, Marco gets away okay. They didn't fall to that ult that got popped. I think it was a little ahead of their timing expectation, but the turret taking contact was perfect.
They don't really garner any
Hampir
space on the
di-one-tap
back
tuh, bro.
of it, even though Zelsis gets so deep before being dealt with.
I guess just forcing Marco to plat, that's still no real
Jadi
difference.
comeback
the problem
baru
being with
ketiduran
it being a
yoi.
4v3 here, Leaf
Ngantuk
almost
juga
has to
ngomong soal
watch
tidur guys ya.
Zelsis' body. Has to be conscious that the ultimate's going to be punished, so they can't capitalize off it.
Bas low, jangan ngepick Bas, udah low Bas.
Push that. What? Leaf, you're absolutely nuts, Leaf. What a time to find 2. Gives them gateway to this round. Zest and Marco behind the curve here. TP taken for Vanity, he's further ahead. Spike gonna go down. Yes, it does leave him a little vulnerable on the side, but Vanity dips back in and make sure it's as robust as possible.
Ini dua lawan 3 nih, bisa nih. Yo, Zes, kasih tau
Don't
Zes.
have the recon here. Vanity
Go
should have a
recon, go
smoke
recon.
back online at some point. Hot Hands will cut off Heaven, at least ahead of that smoke. The DRX still go for this.
Also, they're chomping at the bit too. No
Yeah.
kill really given across though. Marco makes of it as best he can through on CT, but he did lose his teammate in the meantime. And yeah, not a chance here. Leaf, outstanding round there. 2 really critical kills.
You have to buy on the back of this, Elise, but this started with a 2-for-1 trade in favor of DRX. So it's
Oke, Bas
just Leaf
OP,
to
Bas
find
OP guys.
RB's rifle slipping back in here, yeah. Doubles down on it as well,
Lovely.
Buzz.
Dia udah tahu cop, pasti ada satu orang situ guys. Oh siapa dua, dia tahu dia kebaca coy, itu dia
Just
nggak baca
sharp to
permainan
it
tuh.
though. The
Just
immediate
timing.
adjustment, anticipating it.
So impressive to watch. Again, the individuals in Cloud9, maybe being outplayed here as a collective, I think is a fair
Ya, bisa ya,
assessment.
bisa ya,
The
bisa ya.
individuals certainly can still go very much toe-to-toe. Playstorm popped for Buzz.
Apa tuh anjing?
Let's see what the plan is now. Swing on long. 3 players going to be noted here. DRX can mirror that with 3 of their own.
Make a financial decision here
What?
to Jill. Okay. Nearly go for it.
She is
Yeah.
going for it, and it's a little overcooked. He's just fed into the beast.
I'm going to say, DRX trying to get that operator online for Buzz. I think it's why we see just a partial buy here. Buzz to
Jangan
put out
sampai
the
overtime
Blade
ya.
Storm, a Bulldog in the hands of Marco. Celsius will punish. Should be fairly comfortable in order onto site here. Stax could get a big fault line off this though, but the Seeker's going to deny him from really swinging onto it. Vanity will save the life of Lee.
And yeah, just playing aim training on the back lines here, making sure no one gets that pressure. Doesn't want to lose too much either.
Kena stun 5 itu guys, itu kena 5 stun itu.
Try and keep as much as they can. They can't really drop players at this point. Let's just sidestep the flash, and the second
Hampir
one,
dapat 2 tuh.
but will eventually go down.
Yeah, C9 have to try and maintain these finances. Still got 5 left to find.
Daot aja bisa aja sih guys kalau tiba-tiba
immediately onto that operator now.
DRX bau gitu kan.
Full shield behind it as well. Hunter's Fury lockdown still available here for RB. Stacks 2 off the Rolling Thunder.
Ibas nggak boleh mati nih.
DRX to close this out though. That's, if I'm looking at it that way, I look at the Sound 12, they have all these options to play with.
They're waiting for that one kind of snowball round. Maybe with the operator.
Join aja siapa yang ngarang. Ya udah kok, membersih aja join. Join aja bang, kenapa bang? Wah 10.000 kok bang.
Well, no, yay. Potentially, actually, yeah, Buzz is going to be able to hold the retreat, but we'll burn up.
Kayaknya di hit sih kayaknya nih guys. Kayaknya atau B sih kayaknya di hit, tapi banyak sih utility-nya.
DRX.
Okay. Instantly sent away. No one to punish RB on this as well, so very aware of how to handle Zelsis and the pressure they wanted to try and push towards Garage. And that's been dealt with. We're about 50 seconds now. It's not been huge success on these sides for Cloud9, at least in the early steps. Stacks last time got away with 2. Kind of back sight. I doubt he's going to get the same sort of business again.
Buta nih gitu ya.
Ash going to set it in. Oh my word, maybe he still does 33 HP.
Stacks! Dapat 2, let's go!
But Zeppa,
Aduh!
are you the one to do it? 3 kills this round.
Es lagi nggak sih sepak? Jangan.
Between either side, the lockdown has come in.
It's going to force them into Buzz's operator.
Buzz needs to hit this one shot. It should be the safest shot of his life. And it's good. Buzz can find one, backs away, still alive, it's fine. Vanity.
Nice!
Avoiding the lockdown.
Top 3 is real!
DRX just maintaining at the end there. There was a build-up from Cloud9. It started to look a little more contested. But let's talk about, again, for me, the first half of DRX in this game from this map was outstanding.
They absolutely needed that in terms of regaining in this series. They're going to a third now. You can basically eliminate that kind of mental knock-on effect from map 1.
Easy guys.
Stuff, and just to come back to it again, so many times we're seeing Stacks good for 2 in a position where he's on an island solo. The anticipation there, actually initially I think it was 4 members of Cloud9 tucked themselves
Easy guys.
Outside B. I'm saying very quiet map 1 from him, but definitely getting back on the board here on the Haven.
Map 3-nya berarti Isbok ya, Isbok.
I'm glad we got to see this from DRX. It would have been a terrible shame to see them whimpering out after map 1.
Mirip Jenny tadi AM-nya. Yang benar, yang mana Jat?
Stabilized a fair amount, depending on those strengths that we know them for that were missing from map 1. But now we look again on what's on the horizon, and it will be Icebox. So what do we see? Do we see Cloud9 map 1? Do we see DRX map 2? Where do we see this now leaning towards, Mike? I'm going to ask you for this one.
I mean, the peaks still feel better from Cloud9, right?
I agree.
Dare I say it?
Let's go, Icebox.
Pushing for grand
DRX pulangin yuk. Pulangin C9 aja guys, udah pulangin aja lah yang ngebantai HyperX nih.
There was so few positives to take away for DRX in map 1. Here though, again, even just roll it back a little bit, Zephyr having a much quieter, making that comparison towards Stacks, and now DRX struggled. And then someone would say Zephyr was the reason that they struggled here.
Bang Nick lagi jadi cloud nih gua lihat.
It certainly was. I think for me, we are seeing DRX showing a little bit of fight. We're already seeing Stacks.
Transfer spray. Kalau Sandy bukan transfer spray, transfer duit kalau Sandy mah.
I'm super excited, but do not go anywhere because the desk will be joining you in just a second.
Bulan nih. Icebox so gue kuat deh. Si Mako serem cowok di Icebox cowok. Oke, makan enak guys ya. Nah gitu. Tuh kalau weekend tuh lapar. Aku takut kamu pergi, kamu hilang, kamu sakit. Mari-mari berjalan, raw. Oh, sore nggak ada guys ya? Bang, kapan push rank Valo bang? Asal nggak ada Sandy sih nggak apa-apa. Enak juga make dia. Aduh, kepentok kaki gue anjing. Pem. Pem. Bro. Sok makan kali guys ya. Makan ini apa? Babi besok guys. Itu juga guys ya, e-sport besok makan babi guys. Makan babi, makan apa? Makan pork belly. Sate babi ya kan? Jangan. Bang lagi masih Aldo anjing. Kayaknya sih gue mau menikmati makanan babi gue cowok. Kita breaknya 3 menit, sampai breaknya 1 jam. Ya cepet sih kalau ini. Kan malam sama Fibrous kapan lagi yo? Ya nanti guysnya malam kan. August udah tamat nih. August udah tamat. Kemungkinan besar gue bakal main Valo lagi malam, jam-jam malam. Babi guling bang, ada babi guling Pak Malan ada guys. Ada nggak babi guling Pak Malan ada di ntar besok festival. Besok di Pluit ada festival babi gitu. Besok terakhir soalnya sekalian kita mau cek. Moga-moga sih enak ya. Moga-moga sih enak ya guys ya. Aku sudah lapar soalnya nih. Gak sabar besok kalau jadi. Off dulu bang, mau ranked. Ranked apa tuh guys? Apa itu ranked bro? Ranked apa guys? Ranked anjing. Udah coba ragi babi Manado bang, apa tuh? Pengen sate babi bawa pohon. Emang enak ya sate babi bawa pohon ya? Kayak biasa aja deh guys menurut gue guys. Sate babi tuh gitu-gitu doang, coba manis. Karena sate babi gurih gitu kagak ada apa ya? Babi itu kalau yang dicincang pasti dibikin manis, bro.
Cloud9 on Haven, and I would say in commanding fashion, they looked very, very good in map 2. And Tom, I think, you know, looking at this series as a whole, it truly is the gift that keeps on giving, because you're getting incredible compositions, amazing strategies, god-tier shots. It's been everything you can ask for.
That's the thing, with all those stars over your shirt, I think if they win this next map, you're going to have to change before doing anything else today.
Kapan cooking stream lagi bang? Iya sudah lama ya kalau cooking stream guys ya.
I think that's the main thing. Like DRX got absolutely blasted out of the first map. It looked like in terms of the initial plans on the other side, they kind of got owned. But this time, well, Stacks topping the board.
Gila, Stacks 19-14 tuh, Cok.
Yeah, it was surprising, but I think what was most surprising was just the consistency for DRX. We had kind of applauded their site executes coming into today.
Anda kurang lama di Bali. Ya kalau di Bali lama-lama ya nasi babi guling terus sih. Lama soalnya kemarin gua makan juga makan di situ doang. Kalau sama teman pasti lebih seru guys, sama teman-teman nongkrong dulu nyari makan.
But here on Haven, they looked fantastic. 90% win rate after getting the spike down 10 times in the first half. have. That is
Karena ada babi
incredibly
gurih
impressive.
itu. Babi gurih mah bukan
Especially
sate,
because
tapi
Sinan
kalau
again
sate babi
is
tuh
building
rata-rata tuh
their
manis.
composition around this double flash setup
Paperrex besok
to go
main
for
bang.
this
Mana ada? Mau bercanda apa gimana? Paperrex sudah kalah. Udahlah cukup guys. Udah kalah, iya tahu.
Like we brought that clip up in the sort of halftime where it was like, hey, they've dashed in with pistols, there's no one here, and they can get into those post plants. So I think a lot of it came down to just having some really good calling as well on the side of Stacks again.
Absolutely. Also, the way they played the post plants changed a little bit. They understood that those pretakes were coming, so played a lot more forward. Always had a player set up in the anti-flash. It was just really well done between map 1 and 2 from DRX.
Yeah, and I think we also had
Map 1 and 2 for
a
DRX.
narrative going into this. Where narrative
Paperrex besok main bang. Nanya lagi ya, sekali lagi ya.
We were really highlighting, you know, the impact players, right?
Anding tahun depan nggak ikut lagi bang. Sate babi ragi bang. Kagak manis malam gurih. Sate babi ragi.
It's a philosophy diff potentially, but overall, though, still a strong performance for Ye.
Yeah, Buzz had a fantastic performance on the Jet, but I wasn't seeing quite the same value out of Ye on this chamber, right? Like on the defense, he was
Manado, guys.
getting opening kills on the off, and
Makanan Manado, guys.
but it didn't feel like the chamber.
Anjing ini mah pedes, Cok.
Look, he got quite a
Ini.
few kills, GB. Let's be honest. Like that's where the stats got padded. I think.
Ini.
Like speaking of Buzz, he was light years ahead in this one. Okay.
Itu bukan sate, Cok. Itu mah daging perut. Sate tuh cuman daging dibikin sate doang, Cok. Kalau sate itu tuh maksud gue tuh sate tuh daging di blender. Daging di blender terus dikasih bumbu-bumbu gitu, guys. Nah, itu baru sate.
Hands in the air, I don't care. You know, I'm in.
Do you want to hold up your board from earlier? I think.
Oh, well, I do, only because.
Tapi sate juga sih, cuman satenya ya itu nggak usah disatein juga, bisa kan jadi babi panggang biasa.
So no one will ever know.
In equal amounts of effort to the drawing on.
Oh, biasanya sate babi tuh satenya tuh babinya tuh di blender, dibumbuin.
The Prime Gaming Age is like, I'm hosting now. You're off
Itu
the
bakso,
rails.
Bang.
He's off chamber, you're off the desk. Like,
Itu kebab, Bang.
Vanity hovering Brimstone. That would be insane if we do see this one through. We saw Mech experiment with the
Brimstone
this last year, and well, I never felt like it was quite
Sate
as good as
buntel.
just the bog standard like Viper composition. It had merit. The one ways are really powerful, but okay.
Doesn't happen.
Normalcy.
Sate lilit, oh sate lilit.
Except for
non-normalcy.
normalcy.
No. That is interesting.
Yay, Jet!
Actually going to throw him with the double controller. It's something, as you said, people have experimented
Anjir,
elsewhere.
pakai ini guys. DRX guys. Pakai harbor, meta harbor guys.
No
Oh, baru nih
that
harbor
means
yang
they're
boleh
going to
tuh.
rely on Cove to plant towards B. It is not as good at letting you get that plant down. Attacking side
Pokoknya gue
is
besok
going to be
gue
pretty
pengen banget sih
tough with
pergi aja
this
besok.
harbor, in my
Pas
opinion.
pas tempel gue keluar lagi
I hope you all
guys.
at home can feel the tension in the air, because after this map we're losing either Cloud9 or DRX, and that just seems wild to say. But here we are, that's the world we live in. Let's go ahead and send it over to Pansy and HyperX for the cast.
Yeah, this game, I feel, needed a map 3. I'm glad we're here. It's been two quite one-sided maps until this point, though. We're Cloud9 smashing through on map 1.
Smashing
DRX
through.
what we know of them on map 2.
Kok bahas sate sih suwe, iya gue juga lapar nih, gimana ya?
Yeah, just to come back, roll your minds back to DRX being one of the first
Sabar kali
teams
besok
to
aja guys
really
makannya ya, besok siang.
kind of toy or
Nge-gym
innovate
juga
with
lagi
that
besok,
Bisa
bro.
execute, but it was
Nge-gym
based
dulu
around
kali ya?
Sage.
Yes.
That was what it was based
Bangun.
around. It was based around obviously mixing up that wall a little bit, taking deeper
Bangun,
control
nge-gym,
towards Snowman. So I'm
berangkat.
curious if DRX have got something else cooked up. Well, I hope they have.
Ya ngasih guys.
Out the harbor here with elimination on the line, map 3, and not have something to rely on.
And that is what we will be looking at. Mike, I'm tasking you with finding value in this, and if you agree, it's actually worth it. For now, we wait and watch.
Malam-malam mah
As it will
enaknya
be
mie goreng bang,
DRX on the
iya
attack
sih.
inside,
Tapi
Cloud9 to
kalorinya
defend.
gede bro.
An early
Paperrex
look
bakal
towards
main nggak?
A.
Udah kalah.
Seems noted now.
Tanya-tanya ada.
Stacked
Kok
up
main
here,
smoker
3
ya?
members of Cloud9, although Vanity drifting away from this, so it would just be Ye and Zelsis to hold down the fort. Still got that wall available. Ye actually armed with a Sheriff will get an opening tag.
PCA ini ngeri.
Got themselves a window of opportunity though, Mike.
Mirip gua guys skin-skinnya ini guys. Jangan kita skillnya sama lagi.
They need to make their move now. Ye gonna try and slip ahead, and Ye still standing with 2 big
Ih,
kills.
belum mati-mati ya, Cok.
Sheriff to hand. And doing serious damage here. Spams away, does not find connection towards Marco, who does find one back.
Nice.
DRX not out of it yet. Vanity left in the 1v1. Zest on the other side had a great performance in map 2. And Vanity needs to cool off for a second. 2 big kills already.
Woo.
And Zest closing in. DRX first on the board, but it was fought for.
Zest Just creeping up on that angle, catches Vanity off guard. At least initially here. What the call was there really?
Mirip guys sama gue ya guys, iya guys.
From A site.
Ini tuh pakai apa? Pakai ion nih. Mirip banget sama gue, Cok. Gue tahu guys, berarti dia tuh kombonya gitu guys, siapa? Icebox kenapa pakai harbor? Dia ngelempar wall. Terus dia masuk ke atas gitu guys, dia dari tengah lempar wall. Dia ngikutin wallnya jadi, Cok. Ini bingung orang guys. Ngerti, Cok. Oke.
Maybe Stax' utility going to be dedicated towards taking top 4-10 control on these A hits. Or at least this early space denial that we're seeing for a second time here towards B.
Buzz noted here.
They get an indication of the stack though.
Yeah, you already got 4 players over. Yeah, he's gone down, just overwhelmed. Buzz going to send the wave in motion. Taking the site. Actually allowing the plant to come through here as well. Trying to get into it, not going to happen. Yeah, plant's in. This is lovely from DRX.
Oh, kombonya gitu guys ya, kalau nggak plan. Jagain belakangnya guys.
No stress.
Gila guys.
Beautiful. Prime gaming flawless Mike.
DRX ngasih bro.
Nice.
Santai ngasih C9 nih, ada Y-nya nih pulang awal nggak sih?
We're seeing the layering behind that fight ball, which is basically going to give, well, cancel out the cooldown almost, and straight away we're seeing a difference here in plant position for DRX, which is, well, I said they were one of the first teams to really start switching up some of these B-side hits on
Icebox. Mereka main agent baru aja rapi juga mainnya.
And I'd quite like to see if
DRX
we see that glimpse of DRX again. Always pleasant to
kalah.
see when they get a little creative. They've had some downtime. I mean, a lot of these rosters outside of this have been in rebuild phase, so getting down those fundamentals, running through what they've got. I'm hoping the DRX had gone back to the drawing board. And let's see if there's a challenge now. Cloud9 maybe looking to challenge that wall. Or that wave, should I say.
Banget nih bro. Ini dapat 884 aja. Enak ini guys. Si DRX. Gacor, Cok. Dia harbor tuh emang buat ke-push cepet guys, langsung masuk, dorong wall masuk, terus nge-plan gitu, main cepet Cok kalau main ini.
DRX almost going to be approaching this fairly dry. So with no flashes, just relies on getting close, capitalizing on this utility, and actually Zest a little ahead of the utility this time around.
Yeah, timing a little inconsistent, and Zelsis all too aware of one of the players, trying to break it down and deny the pawn. Lovely work. Really good positioning coming out from Zelsis there, just to challenge that if that was the consideration. Now DRX need to fall back to another plan as that wave is going to drop, and it does. Buzz would want. Looking for Marco to get the follow-up, and he does do just that.
Ding.
Maybe beyond that would be a little bit too much to ask for, but we look at what's remaining. It's just RB with that Bulldog. 3 players on the other side, rifled up and ready to go, and that backline is collapsing. Yay, closing in. 30 seconds. RB maybe thinking he could isolate that fight, but the other 2 sitting super deep, allowing Yay that room to work. Well, that's a barrel motive. Yeah, so he's going to sit back a little deeper now. He's reading that RB wanted to isolate that fight, but he's not going to give him it.
If RB's able to remove another weapon, could be worthwhile, but 10 seconds left now, might even just try and get the extra ult orb. No denial coming through from Cloud9.
All right. That could be it. That's lovely from RB.
He's got the lockdown.
Yeah, oh my god, he does. This is going to either quicken the pace or they have to respect it. They're going to try and find the fight here. RB has to back away. He's got to fight again, RB! Incredible! The lockdown gets dealt with, and now Leaf in the 1v1. Time on RB's side! It's impeccable work from RB!
Unbelievable stuff from RB for the Red Bull clutch. A 1v3 C9
clutch bulldog,
giving him so much space and respect.
Gitu anjing RB, Cok.
Punishes. That's a heartbreaking round for Cloud9.
Because it looked gifted, it looked on a platter. Gotta say, he was able to dice them up into 1v1s, manageable 1v1s, so well. Yeah, that's frustrating if you're a coach. Because that's a tilter even as a player. You're sitting there thinking, we've got a 3v1, we've got a Bulldog at best, no worries here, we should be fine.
The worst thing being here, Leaf, C9 make the right decisions, right? Leaf's tagged up, he goes all the way deep into spawn. But then the spacing between Yay and Vanity, there's just no opportunity. A to deny the plant, or B to get a peek together onto site.
Tinggal deh, panik gak? Nih si Ye. Ntar kalau udah beli OP nggak dapet, udah kalah sih.
Cloud9, when they look good, they look almost untouchable. But this is DRX looking in potentially full force. I'll hold my word until we see the full buys back and forth. But again, here's his attempt at that plant. This time Zelsis unable to really question it, and Buzz the first to draw blood on towards Ye. The site's theirs.
Ya bagus, Cok. Stasnya bagus, Cok. Ratsnya pakai harbor jago banget, Cok. Enak banget dah.
Obviously there's stingers across the board here. Whether or not Cloud9 want to invest into this.
Masih tinggal masih ada kok, masih ada global e-sport, masih ada banyak, coy.
Okay.
It's a very deep lockdown, actually. It's way ahead of screens the traditional position for it.
See how it goes. Does it hold? Buzz gonna find Lee. Buzz onto Zeppa. Eventually goes down. Defuse gonna start. Gonna maybe get it towards halfway. Yes, body blocking in effect. Turn and face the music. RB again. Signs it, seals it, delivers it. DRX up to 4.
C9 need to make something work in this buy round now. Big investment to throw the lockdown into that previous.
4-0. Gila, Bas dapat 2 tuh kayak gimana sih?
Have the ability to use this cove to put themselves in a much safer post-plant position to hold.
Ayo lo pulang lo, Dang. Pulang lo, Bang. Korea nih, bos. DRX nih, bos.
Late storm available for Buzz as well.
Yeah. Oh, this is so exciting to watch.
A bit of a bankroll established already by DRX.
And yeah, not getting where he wanted to be, and this has to relinquish any sort of early pressure he might have wanted to bring. Has to now respect the early work put into place by DRX and an adjustment here. Marco actually finding a little bit of room to work. Now, there is the turret up here, and Vanity is playing behind it, but still, I wonder if Marco does start trying to test this potentially. A very different approach from DRX now.
13-0 sih GG sih kalau bisa sih, guys, anjing. Kalau 13-0 sih kayak impossible nggak sih, bro? RX.
RX.
Woo!
Find a bit of space in mid to split.
Aduh, satu lagi tuh kalau dapat 2, nice.
Find one, Zeppa will respond.
But Marco won out in mid as well, so they are now surrounded on this B side. There's no comfort for Zeppa here. He could fall back. This is gorgeous work from DRX. This is the DRX that makes
Iya, bro, anjing serem banget, cu.
So tactical and technical in approach, and now Zelsis and Ye really just out of place on this, not able to find too much work yet. RB, the only one really spotted. Ye trying to find Marco. Still, Zelsis the one to do it. Ye can now stretch his legs a little further. Red's gonna come in, okay, back up to 3. We've got a bit of a round on our hands now. Ye, good for it on towards RB, but how do you break the back line? Ult gonna come in, this gets trickier. Spotted. Seen on the cross. Ye goes down. A tap on the spike, but they can't quite see it. They need to get on towards this. Got to take down Vanity and find the final player.
Kalah, bos.
Stack has it. And DRX remain flawless in the run here on Icebox.
Starting to get a little worried here for Cloud9.
Ayo lu. 5-0. Ayo lu.
Denying some of this early space, but DRX have sent this fake previously towards B. But this audible towards B, this utility towards Zeppa is beautiful. He has no space to play whatsoever. Cloud9 trying to get away with a cheeky defuse.
Ketir bro, lihat tuh, stratsnya bagus banget anjing.
All the time out here and
lihat DRX punya strats anjir, kayak masuknya tuh kayak jaga semua sisi guys sama DRX bro. Kira-kira Paperrex lagi nonton nggak? Pastilah, Paperrex bakal belajar dari DRX guys, sudah pasti itu.
Unfortunately, that's where the question comes back to. Obviously, some of these throw a bulldog, throw a stinger into some of these rounds. And when you're on the
RB tuh adik gua guys. Dia tuh sohib gua guys. RD, Ryujaja, RB. Ryujaja.
RB almost on another lockdown as well. 10-2 right now for him. That's touched on him being at times a little underwhelming with how much hype there was around this player, but delivering here in SAO PAOLO once again.
Cloud9, this is the question that gets brought to mind.
Anjir, Liv sama Sepa dibikin turu guys. Liv sama Sepa yang biasanya top frag turu 1515 guys.
We have not seen them really break this out yet. We haven't seen a common run of Harbor in this, and it's serving its purpose well here. Very, fine adjustments, but it's working wonders. So I want to see how well Cloud9 learn on the fly. Do they have that capability yet? 3 plays stacked down towards B-Long with actually intention behind it. They are getting quite close here. Ye is willing to backfill this.
Much deeper exploration from Cloud9. But again, now they just don't have the bodies.
Bang, delay bang. Iya delay guys, gue lupa ganti settingannya, maaf ya.
Sit back and watch almost.
Yeah, they can't challenge this. They're depending on this squad here. This little squadron moving around the back lines behind the wire. But you can see the preparations there. Ye just going to be brute force. And it's incredible again from Ye. They need this man to heat up here if they want to find anything. But DRX are holding. The plant's still in, and the final 2 were on the other side of this site. They haven't really questioned the plant just yet. First player spotted by Dice. The second will be noted in Zeppa. RB should be all too aware, but he's not. He's overwhelmed. Still going to try and close the gap here. Still going to try and get close by. Buzz going to be playing the seconds here. The
Nice! 6-0, let's go,
DRX
baby.
up to 6.
And these are the sort of post plans I was talking about on Pearl. DRX getting themselves into very deep positions, so difficult for Cloud9 to dig them out. And relying on those fundamentals, it's starting to shine now. This is
delay gue ya, gue sih nggak delay guys, yang dilihat stream gue,
This
cok.
adjustment was beautiful.
Gue mah nggak delay guys.
Great read from DRX though, knowing that obviously that site presence is going to be a little weaker.
6-0 di ebol. Ini kalau kalah lagi sih udah kelar ya, Ye. Kalau Cloud9 kalah lagi sih selesai sih ya.
But like I said, there's not an awful lot behind this purchase.
Udah Asus maju, cok. Lagi maju anjing sakit tempur.
They have to show restraint.
Speaking of, we very rarely in this roster's lifetime. Lovely from Zeppa. Seeing them playing from the back foot, we have to see how Cloud9 look in this position.
Lockdown removed as well. RB had it back online here, so
harusnya sini round untuk C9 ya, harusnya ya 4 lawan 5 ya.
some way to recover this round. Buzz hasn't been given an opening duel here. Zest potentially going to have his recon back online by the time he makes it across the B main. There's 3 players at Cloud9 here. Vanity towards connector.
3 orang cok
All the way
main ke
in
A sih.
Snowman.
To see if he can make it look as good as Som. Absolutely not. Buzz up and over, no problem there, no sweat to it. The site's somewhat under control already. And maybe Vanity a little further ahead, but I don't know if he's going to get much. Yes, he does. Slips the net really well and Leaf in tow. This is perfect actually. Cloud9 just ahead of some of those positions, overwhelmed. Strike back from Cloud9 finally.
Pas nge-plannya kurang bagus posisinya semua guys.
An uncomfortable position. You find the opening here onto Zelsis, but not going to matter too much. Curious now if the funds are there to get an operator still not
65-4-3-2. 65-4-3-2 killnya guys. Ada 2 ulti, di DRX ada 3 ulti.
Stack's about to be back on another ultimate as well. This is a tough position. Cloud9 basically need to win out another flawless here to really
ini harusnya di combo ini guys ultinya guys. Kalau liftnya ulti.
Disadvantage in terms of the ultimates.
And again, remind yourself that 7th round that was converted. RB went down pretty early on, missed out on a great deal of that. So now let's see if potentially Cloud9 can get another one of those. Just get us a free pick, please. Ye's doing serious work on the other side of the map here, taking complete space towards A, sees nothing. So again, will allow for that rotation to come in early, and DRX going through the motions. The site take is in play.
Try and get this down again inside the cove. Lockdown destroyed already. Get a free plant and they'll get away with it. The Viper Spear will actually cover the plant as well.
This is quite nice. Pressure now mounting, Zelsis falling. And time now has to be respected. A big response. Heavily invested around it. Plenty of ults put into play. And now we look at what they've got remaining here for this retake. 3 players lined up. RB happy to greet them with a smile here. Stack's the one to draw blood. Buzz by his side. It is a shutout. They've got to go away from it. They've got to get that save. You said it had to be flawless if it was meant to be even good for them long-term, economy-wise. They're barely making it out with surviving casualties.
Be able to scrape together a purchase.
Well.
Wow. Not with Zephyr
mati. Ye-nya ada di A. Dikejar-kejar. Dikejar-kejar Ye. Dikejar-kejar.
Should be there or thereabouts. Big investment from DRX to pull this one across the line.
Gila bassnya panas banget cok, 12 cok. Ye-nya cuma 6 cok.
But it has broken the money.
That effectively resets it. Yeah, Cloud9 are back in the same position they were 2 rounds ago.
Yeah, absolutely worth its weight in gold there.
And look at the other side now.
Dihancur,
DRX back in the position they were 4 rounds ago.
Nice, DRX, let's go. Perwakilan Pasifik mulangin Amerika.
Yeah, 6.9 on
Buzz. Guys, ini kayak pulang sih Amerika harusnya guys
they
ya.
are sitting so pretty in that regard. And now Cloud9 needs to somehow do this with the light armor coming out. A little bit of a different look here. 4-1 split. Gonna leave Marco to deal with any pressure coming from B. And there's that ult we'll wait and see if invested. Counter ult from Leaf. And RB's already on the site though, already trying to hunt him
nice
down.
Banget.
RB is just rabid at the moment.
Ultinya nggak guna, oke plan deh. Plannya di atas, post plan deh udah.
Actually utilizing the information from Stax' ult there perfectly. Reading that this is going to be the last
kalau
Stack.
Zelsis bisa nge-wall di mid
Cloud9.
tadi di
Yeah, the tap on the spikes, not drawing too much attention, really. They know it's all for naught here. Only Vanity to really find much back, and they still need to break this back line. They have no lurk coming in. Still no one on that spike, not even halfway right now.
They have to save.
Yeah, they've got to back out of this.
Nah, save lagi, Cok.
The snake bites can come through, the shock darts can come through, and they can't push because
Indonesia nggak ada,
they'll
Bang,
be
ada
slow.
RTX.
It's beautiful from DRX.
Masterclass work here from DRX. Technical capability once again shining. Yes, they will lose a player here at the end, but that's
Lari baik RB
irrelevant
ini
to
gua liat.
outcome. 8-1 now. This is blistering work from DRX.
8-1,
Yeah, he's going to be struggling. It's going to be a Guardian, a Spectre for Leaf. A big ultimate in the form of the Viper's Pit invested here in the previous, when you consider the defensive half for Cloud9.
DRX bro, dia boleh-boleh guys. Pertama dia boleh-boleh C9, gak apa-apa. 2 map selanjutnya dia boleh-boleh dibalikin.
Cloud9, they're a boisterous team on stage, and I like it. I'm all for it. Stax does it. I don't mind teams trying to get in each other's heads. I actually really like that. But when you are down 1-8, that deciding map, it does start to weigh heavily on you. Looking a lot quieter here, Cloud9. Not really found that response to this. The first challenge being fought for here. Leaf trying to get in the faces a little, and does eventually fall away.
This progress through A though. Marco's going to be tested. There's 3 members of Cloud9.
Oh,
They're actually following through.
He's sitting
Marco,
so
Marco!
Marco, great work with 2 there. And he can hold back the third. He doesn't need to over-challenge. He wants it. He's got it.
Dapat 3 Marco, Cok. Saving mulu lah. Ada Cina. Ini nggak mungkin sih Cina bisa balikin sih, bro. Kuat-kuatnya Cina kena mental nggak sih?
Just look towards the money again.
DRX gila sih, bro.
If they do commit to this investment, round 12 is going to be
Gila, Marco rapi banget mainnya, cu.
Yeah.
Besides the 3K from Ye, not going to have the Blade Storm. Haven't seen that operator once on the defensive half.
Not been allowed to.
No.
Ya boleh Cok. C9 guys yang mulangin Paperrex nih guys. Berarti tetap aja guys ya. Paperrex kalau andaikan menang, andaikan ya kemarin menang ya. Hari ini dia boleh balik nih sama DRX nih, bro.
Cloud9 is starting to fall between their fingertips here, and it's a 1-for-1. It ain't enough. They already had the advantage, and yeah, Zephyr trying to backfill this.
Ya, Sepa nggak bisa nge-kill nih kayaknya Sepa nih.
The plants could be coming in. It's safe as well. Nothing to stop it. Stacks getting away scot-free, and the post plant is dirty to try and break. Come on! Come on! Leaf trying to pick up the pieces. But it's all for nothing. DRX making it to 10.
Guys, gini loh. Gue tuh teori gue guys, andai kan mungkin Paperrex kemarin tuh tryhard parah ya, terus mainnya bagus. Menang nih lawan Cina nih. Hari ini dia boleh guys sama DRX guys, gila. DRX begini Cok mainnya Cok.
Total contrast. Cloud9 barely getting a look.
Gila DRX rapi banget ya mainnya, emang gila guys, ini tim beda level Cok emang. Paperrex kan belum pernah ngalahin DRX, iya makanya. DRX tuh musuh bebuyutannya Paperrex anjing. Ini kalau lawan Paperrex pusing pasti lawan mereka Cok. Temu dia lagi gitu.
And as much as Jay can try, and he is, it still may not be enough here. Another round, a consolation prize potentially.
First time they get away scot-free with an opening engagement, to be honest.
The last round was exactly like this. They had that first entry pick that came on towards RB. I think it was with the Hunter's Fury off the back of Zephyr's early work. And yes, they were able to stabilize, but these haven't
makanya akan
been
ace. DRX calon tim terkuat. Kalau di Asia jelas lah. Soalnya apa sih orang banyak yang bilang, mungkin kalau di Asia Pasifik DRX tuh bisa ya top 1-nya lah. Di Pacific League DRX bakal top 1 gitu loh. Karena emang mainnya terlalu rapi mereka cowok. Mainnya tuh nggak pernah ada celah buat kesalahan loh guys. Rapi. Paling cuma kalah M doang tuh lihat. Semua strat yang dia bangun, ngeplan, masang utility, semuanya rapi banget cok. Kan kelar. Lihat wallnya ngebantu banget cok.
Rez coming in, more bodies being put on the spike, but the spike is still not being diffused right now. Zelsis, the second attempt at it now, has to be dealt with. Oh,
nice!
Stacks! Incredible work at DRX are immovable at this point. Destined.
Gila Stacks cok, lihat cok. Lihat tembaknya kayak begitu anjir. Lihat nembaknya Stacks anjir kayak begitu cok. Gila gak sih nembaknya begitu anjing, tas, pala semua anjir.
This is unbelievable from DRX right now.
Oh man, this is the DRX we have been waiting for. Teams reform, they fought in the best
lu lagi sih ngebol-ngebol sama pertama sih, Sinan, sosokan lu.
DRX right now,
Ngebol-ngebol sama pertama sih, yakin lu.
To potentially almost wrap this one up.
Whew. Oh boy, that was not good.
That was great. What do you mean?
No, let me clarify. That was flipping awesome. Okay, I'm just going to be very upfront here, but there's one person that I got to turn to right now. Mimi, you have some explaining to do. Okay.
Yeah, so I thought without a Sage they were going to really struggle on this attacking side, but the game plan with the Harbor was so good. You don't need a Sage if you're not just abusing these people.
Iya, Harbornya bagus banget, Cok. Lu liat Harbornya nggak sih? Bener, Cok. Si Caster bilang tuh Harbornya si Stax ini, coy. Trans Harbornya ini gila, liat tuh. Bikin orang tuh nggak bisa nge-pick, Cok. Nggak bisa nge-pick. Cosplaynya ada, nge-playnya gampang, ada Harbor, Cok.
Eventually it came down to just C9 consistently having to get aggressive, and that's just the A take.
Yeah, the B take as well, really cool. Take a look at this round. They take some initial control towards B main, then late round they send 3 players back through mid. You can't really win B hits without a Sage if you're just going straight through main. But if you're doubling back around, if you're shutting down in the post line the way that DRX were, you can do it just fine. I kind of thought I underestimated how the Cove was going to be able to find value, but it was just a piece of a much bigger puzzle for DRX. And Stax was the man putting that all together. The IGL, the one role that was so pivotal for this team plan, on top of that, he's performing great individually.
Well, the wonderful thing about it is I feel like they almost ended up saving their ults for when they needed it. Their initial takes were so good that the Reckoning could come through later in the round just to sort of destabilize anything the C9 were trying to do.
And I think C9 got closest to the right idea when they tried to go for that multi-flank,
Ini Arbor
but
di nerf
never
bang, emang
attempted
iya.
again. Those post lanes were just so damn good.
Pre-plannya
And
dari
now,
sih.
I
Soalnya
don't
mereka
even
tuh
know if
plantingnya
Cloud9 have a
selalu
chance in
trans mereka tuh
hell. It's
recon,
11-1 for
Spok,
DRX.
semuanya masuknya tuh sengaja, Cok. Orang susah mau nganter ya.
DRX is having a whale of a time. Let's go ahead and send it back over to your casters.
Okay, this would have to be the miracle turnaround from Cloud9. Because DRX are on the verge of sending them home here.
Ya,
Mike,
Sepa sama Leaf gak nembak, Coy, yang biasanya serem banget.
I honestly don't. I mean, I was criticizing.
Kalau Celsius emang gue bilang kan, Celsius itu salah satu orang bilang Celsius M-nya serem, enggak sih menurut gue. Sepa Leaf, Ye serem, Cok.
Something so robust here that C9 just didn't have an answer to.
Kalau nggak menang, Cloud9 udah selesai sih.
That's the first half to come into this.
Beres nggak cuma nembak doang, coba lu lihat strasnya lah. Utility-nya dilempar, recon-nya dia kan 2. Ini coba lihat, dia kan pakai cuma 1 sih, tapi dia tuh smokernya hitungannya 2 guys. Mako sama si Stax anjir, 2 controller. Oke, kelihatan, ke-detect sama si Z harusnya. Aduh, udahlah, oke lah. Masih ada kesempatan ya buat C9 ya. Karena nge-kill 2 ya awal.
They're doing what they need to here.
3v5 for DRX here. Wall's going to seal off towards screens. Leaf will find another. Just making sure Stax is down. You're all but confirmed here for Cloud9. Well, Marco can pull something off once again. Yeah, but this wall standing so late, it just makes it so difficult to get anything done.
Oke.
And it's flawless.
Ada kesempatan guys. Walaupun jauh ya.
I will wait with bated breath to see it. Happy to see it. If we do go that far, they're able to make this work for themselves. So no easy task here. A capable side though, Cloud9.
Gila ya, serem juga, Cok. 12-3 ini kayaknya. Kayaknya sih guys ya. Pas udah beli senjata udah selesai sih mereka kayaknya. Harusnya ya, cuman nggak tahu juga, tiba-tiba jadi serem, tiba-tiba Cloud9 tiba-tiba nyerang.
Unfortunately, with him coming off that Sky, they lose that second layer. With Zelsis coming onto the Sage, it's the same thing once again.
Well, we do have a stack on the other side now, 4 players. Let's see, what can they do? It's just waiting now. Marco finds Lee.
What?
Not ideal. Bars, oh dear.
Not good.
Dear, oh dear. This is not how it happens, right? Oh, in the second round after you did the flawless work and you asked a lot of
Vandal, Marcia lawan 3 pistol.
He has a rifle though.
Okay, that's been heard.
Potential here, seeing as it's still just classics for DRX.
Can they get the spike back? Yeah, okay, Ye's got that.
Nice banget.
Down for it. Is this how they get to 12? Unreal. Vanity's dead.
Absolute disaster. DRX have flipped the Thrifty in round 2. That could be the nail in the coffin. I feel it will be. With the investment in that first round, Ye will get a Guardian, an opportunity.
Ente C9, makasih ya udah mulangin Paperrex ya.
Stingers and a Sheriff to round this out. And this is just classics. I think there was one
Lihat kill-nya lah guys, lihat thread kill-nya di DRX bro. Lihat thread kill-nya di DRX guys.
Oh.
Well,
Just a gut punch.
That's why you don't shoot Stax' body in round 1.
Yeah, and here it is, 12-2. You wouldn't believe it if you only saw the first map, but here we are, DRX, so resilient in this game. And this map has been
4 Stinger, 1 Guardian.
Buzz, first found, looks for more, once more, won't get it, Stax is there.
Lihat thread kill-nya bro. Gak usah pusing sih, Bas, ada kiri kanan yang jagain.
Ye and Zeppa have it all to do, and so little to do it with. And RB standing there, Ye knows it. The final couple of seconds, the Cloud9 Colossus has crumbled as DRX demolish them.
Ayo lo, pulang lo.
DRX, what a flip on this series.
Gila DRX bro.
Obviously watching that first series from Cloud9 and talking about how
Gila DRX ya, lihat guys.
the form that
Lihat
they
nih
brought here
orang-orang
to
ini
Sao
guys ya.
Paulo. Showed it again in map 1 of this series.
Yes, they did. Against a better opponent, you gotta say it.
Anjir ada ini ada
DRX completely flipping the script on this series.
Nah, coba gua ini sih.
On the screen now, gotta give credit there. That map 1 showing all that potential the Cloud9 are gonna be bringing for the rest of the year. A team to certainly look out for. Only the one name crossed out for now, but God Almighty, that is a terrifying team in the future.
Stax yang MVP, Stax GG cok, udah IGL mainnya kayak gitu lagi.
With a pinch of salt. C9 take nothing away from what they brought to this event. There's so many positives to go back and look at. But DRX, the old faithful on the international stage.
GG sih guys anjir. Stax kayak gitu-gitu guys, IGL nembaknya begitu, bikin strategi. Ah gila sih bro. Gue salut sih sama si Stax ya anjir.
You can't help but love them. The depth that they have shown here, they were not wasting their time during that downtime at all, Mike. I feel they've been hard at work. That composition coming out here on Icebox
kalau menang bang, tapi gagal kan tauntingnya gara-gara kalah.
And yes, Pearl was a drop, but hey, Cloud9 I think are one above everyone else on
Absolutely, and it's great to see as well. I love the fact that we talk about
Pablo hanya terdiam guys ya.
First to kind of innovate with these B-side hits.
Ya, GG C9.
And it looks fantastic. And even the desk touching on some of the second layers behind the cove, that safe mark.
Katanya samaan semua cok. Ragaman emang dia.
In terms of finding success here on Icebox.
Gila Bas, map 1 turun, map 2, map 3 ngebantai-bantai anjir. Guys, kita udahan dulu guys ya. Teman-teman thank you banget yang udah nonton. Makasih. Map kedua kayaknya gue game kedua gue kayaknya nggak nonton guys. Lihat nanti lah guys ya nomor match 2 atau enggak guys. Kayak gue nggak ngantuk soalnya guys. Gue ngantuk nih jujur, gue ngantuk banget sekarang nih. Let's see guys ya. Yang penting gue udah dukung DRX guys. At least kita udah dukung Pacific Team ya. Satu Pacific Team. Semoga Thailand menang juga ya guys ya. Jadi bisa bareng. Thank you teman-teman semua. Sampai jumpa di next live streaming. Rio dari Paperrex pamit undur diri. Ngantuk guys, ngantuk. Oke, thank you guys, sampai jumpa. GG untuk DRX, semoga bisa mendapatkan slot di semifinal. Thank you.